Excellent.
It's
And Doc.
oh my god, this game was an awful time. It was so.
That box of carrots, an hour.
Thank you to all of you if you are a patron. Just I've got a thin porpoise dick.
But then you start connecting all of the dicks.
Totally, you connect.
What the hell?
I'm gonna look into your eyes.
2-minute standoff.
Fuck you.
You can't get through this wall.
Welcome back to the show, Steph. It's time to get
Donked.
Donked.
Hey, it's Thursday, the 12th of May. Welcome to Back Pocket, coming at you live from the Loki Studios, starring Stephanie Bendixson, Peter Burns, Gus Ronalds, no Little Will. It's just me, Nick Boy Richardson. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight on Back Pocket, it feels like we were here forever as we launch Operation Monarch, an infinite trek down the mini motorway and beyond the trees to activate our sleeper agent, Raptor Boyfriend. One thing's for sure, this show is not suitable for broadcast. Oh!
Sorry, is that an air horn? Are you doing a wah 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 wah?
Yeah, I'm just being excited. I'm just happy.
No, I felt it. I felt the energy.
Yeah,
I felt it. I'm sufficiently hyped.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like
He can do the air horn.
Can you do the air horn?
Bam, 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 bam.
Did you mean the soundboard app that he's been using? He used his human soundboard.
The human soundboard.
Well, with the human soundboard here, I feel like it could be our best show yet. Welcome, everybody, to Back Pocket. I'm going to start with you, Steph.
oh yeah.
What?
I thought you were going to pose a question to me.
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
Fucking hell. I'm good. I guess I'll talk about my t-shirt because I have nothing else to say.
Oh, cool.
Because I've just been in a weird editing hole, so my brain hasn't quite caught up because, you know, it's slow. I have this t-shirt and I would love someone to tell me what they think it's referencing, although you can't really see it. Is there a close version that you can do? Okay, yeah.
Is it
It's the most faded
Stranger
tiny
Things?
Nope.
Okay.
I saw
is
it. There's a GoPro and a crucifix. Are they all cameras?
Sorry, this is a boob shot, but at least it's very modest.
It's cameras and flashlights,
And a crucifix?
lenses.
Yes, Cherish. Yes, everyone's got it.
Phasmophobia.
Oh, all the items you can have in
all the items you
Phasmophobia.
take into the, yeah. I went on a bit of a Redbubble spree.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it.
Thanks.
Very cool. I went on a Vista Print, I don't know, Print Daily, Print something. I don't know what website I went on.
yeah.
But I can credit my t-shirt design to Gothmaster Stewart.
It's so good.
This is great.
Boob shot.
Oh, boob shot incoming.
Boob shot.
So there we go.
Yeah, that's hot.
Driver picks the music, shotgun shuts the cake hole. Martha Stewart put this up on the creative, and I didn't ask. I just went, I love it, and I put it on my t-shirt.
Nice.
So we should, but I credited.
I noticed you haven't included the very specific rule about the no more than 2 vetoes,
That's on the back.
He's right.
which was part of the agreed discussion
That's right.
because that was where the arguments.
Nah.
But yeah, it was such an amazing
Murph.
little.
Peter, it's on a
welcome.
t-shirt.
Sorry?
Nothing.
It's on a t-shirt. T-shirt is law.
Yeah, but it's not on a t-shirt.
In the state of New South Wales.
It's literally not on a t-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So it's not at the back?
It's not on the back.
Right, so you lied to our
I lied to the audience.
Okay, right. So you
Happily.
don't,
I lied.
you don't
He was an
respect
accomplice.
those
Do it
people.
again.
Wow.
Do it again.
What's on your t-shirt?
Oh God.
Some fucking asshole.
Liar!
So, this is
Confusing.
Nicholas Boy Richardson.
I took that photo. What a lovely photo.
And this came with a note. And the note, I think, is important to read because it provides
Context.
more confusion.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it does not clear
opposite.
anything
Negative
up.
context. Read away.
It's upside down. Hey, overlords. Good start.
Yeah, respectful.
Respectful. I made a shirt for Pete because once I saw Steph's Instagram post about it, I had to make a shirt about it. And now it will be facing the same way as Gus.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's reversed.
So now it looks like Nick is always happy at Gus.
Looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if this is a big old no, that's fine and you can throw it out. It's a yes. The coin is there. There was a Witcher coin
Oh, yes. Thank you.
from the Witcher Dice Kickstarter that I backed, and I got an extra one for Steph to have. So please
generous.
enjoy.
I loved it. Thank you so much.
And I've included a nice gift also for all you Kingdom Hearts fans too. Some fucking duck.
Crush it, crush it.
Say his name.
Say his name.
Say his name.
Put some respect on his name.
Enjoy, Ninja Pyru. P.S. Have no idea why the back of the shirt says that. And my shirt does have something on the back.
Oh, right.
I'm turning full you.
There's no camera
you
here.
have to show. You have to show it.
want me to read?
Well, I'm not going to turn all the way
No
around.
one will believe you.
It says hashtag Dusk Bunny birthday 2021.
Yeah.
So was that a hashtag? Was that an event that we...
But why is this related to that? You had the shirt printed.
Yeah, how do you not know that it says Happy Birthday Dusk Bunny, whatever, on the fucking back of the shirt?
Ninja Pyru.
Oh, wait, they can't
This
talk.
is
What the
totally
shit?
an in-joke between them that we don't understand.
Yeah.
For the first time,
We
Oh,
are
we're
out of
on
the
the
loop.
outside.
we're on the outside.
Is this what it's like to watch
Usually,
the show?
we're always like, remember that thing we said before we saw the show started?
And then we get sent this and we're now like angry. And we're like, I
Secret
don't like this
reasons,
feeling.
says Sassless.
Reasons.
God
So
damn
confusing.
Amazing.
So
it. I
confusing.
must know.
But a great t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this feeling at all. Okay, cool, but I love it. It's such a. There's just so much going on in that shirt.
Can I
It's a great picture, Steph.
mention that when
happy.
Pete was trying to translate what the package was, because it was addressed to Peter, but it was also addressed to JB Hi-Fi or something?
No, it's
It came from. It had a JB
From-
Hi-Fi.
Sorry, yeah. And then it was addressed to Pete. So Pete opened it and instantly saw the duck and was like, "Oh, it's all things I hate." And so it was
Yeah.
a duck, a Witcher coin, which you don't hate the Witcher, and a T-shirt of Nick.
picture of
And
Nick.
for a moment, Nick went, "Yeah, it is." Why?
I was really hurt.
He was like, oh.
Though I don't want to feel. I do think I don't want to dox. Did you say it's Jerish or Ninja Pyro?
Ninja Pyro. Yeah.
I don't want to dox Ninja Pyro, but I'm wondering if they work at a JB Hi-Fi and we're
think they've
using
just
some of
took that
that
box.
sweet company postage money.
Yeah.
Oh, did it not look just like a reused box?
I think it was a reused box.
But it was
'Cause I did
addressed
that-
to us.
I did that.
It was addressed to us on a separate label to the JB
Oh,
Hi-Fi.
was it a
I think,
separate
I
label?
think
Oh,
they'd ordered
okay.
something from
Ninja
JB Hi-Fi.
Pyro.
It had arrived in that, and they reused the box. Clever.
So obvious.
Resourceful.
No,
Well
no,
done,
no.
Ninja Pyro.
I
thought
feel
it
like
was,
a detective who was like, no, because he ordered.
I thought it was the same label. That's why I was confused. I thought it was the same label.
Got it.
You know what?
got it.
Let's just start the show again. Play the intro, and we'll just start.
Pretty sure we have Ninja Pyro's address if we do want to dox him, because the JB Hi-Fi.
Ah,
Or-
let's
Oh,
do it.
that'd be
Let's
good.
do
Yeah,
it.
that's
Or
a
we
good
just
idea.
send them a package just as confusing with as many strange, cryptic,
Ooh.
misdesigned items, and they're like,
Nice.
we don't know why they're designed
With
that
some
way.
obscure hashtag referencing a joke
Yeah.
that you'll never understand.
Don't mind that at all. Although I don't like going to the post office.
I don't like having to design something confusing.
Yeah, it feels like a lot.
Did we just give up on that idea straight after coming
Yeah,
up
but
with
It fizzled out real fast. Yeah.
I like that we
I'll
said
post
it.
it. I'll post it. I go to the post office all the time.
Okay,
it? All
cool.
right.
You'll still have to design it. Okay, and my t-shirt's inspired just by
The color grey.
color gray, just me.
Stand up.
Boob shot,
boob
boob
shot.
shot.
It's a nice grey though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of nip.
yeah, there's
There's a bit of nip.
Cheeky little nip. There you go.
Lovely.
Nicholas,
So now you'll have to get
I can't be seen holding an Apple computer.
Now we'll design one with just a rub here circle on that. A grey t-shirt with a little black circle over one nip that says rub here.
Rub
if
here.
cold.
When
Spice
cold.
Princess
When
form.
cold.
Yeah.
If cold, right?
Okay, good. Excellent work. Have we chatted enough?
Yes. So.
Okay, cool. I just want to get what I want is I just want 5 seconds of space between the idea of a t-shirt with nipple holes that says "rub here."
It wasn't a hole, it was a circle.
Just 5 seconds of silence before we get to the spot.
No, but I need to clarify.
please.
There's not a hole in the shirt where the nipple sticks out. It's like a black ring on the grey design. So it just would be where it is.
He's still talking.
So now we have to...
Every time you open the mouth, the 5 seconds
You
restart.
know, do you want a cleanser?
Yeah.
I don't have one.
I've got one.
Oh yeah.
The guy that invented the Pink Lady Apple died.
Nipple.
The man who.
John P. Nipple. He spliced together 2 apples and made a delicious apple?
Yeah.
Which 2 apples?
The germinating master of the Pink Lady died.
Oh.
And his name was like, it wasn't Crisp, it was Crips. And it's like, it's so close.
so
to
close.
perfection.
Because I think Isn't universally accepted that I think it's got the Honeycrisp is the most delicious apple.
Oh, I remember hearing about
Yeah,
that.
it's like the sweetest, best apple.
Yes.
But I fuck with the Pink Lady all the time.
I would say the
Value for
jazz
Christmas.
is the
Yes.
best of the apples. The
what?
jazz
Have I
apple.
had a jazz apple?
Oh my gosh, you haven't lived.
Jazz
Have
good.
I?
The
Okay.
jazz apple
good.
is peak apple, and it's a little bit more expensive because it knows it's hot. You know, it knows. It knows it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's like if you want it, you got to pay for it.
But that's
And
what
I do. And I do.
Is
also.
it-
Shout out to the Granny Smith fans in chat.
No.
as well. I love a tart apple.
No, love a Granny Smith. I just consider it a different category.
Yeah.
Like there's red apples, which are apples, and then there's a green apple, which is like the freak apple.
Yeah.
But
Granny
delicious.
Smith is
But delicious.
good for
Okay, right.
salads that include walnuts
Or pear.
or
Yeah,
baking
yeah.
in a tart because you're going to put a fuck ton of sugar with it. Eating straight? No way.
No, no.
Oh, come on. There's a time and a place
Good, it's
for
a
Granny
crisp,
Smith.
kind of like a
When
kick in
you're
the
feeling
teeth.
depressed and you want to just like really wallow in it.
Shock yourself. I would put a granny in my mouth every day of the week. Come on, they are delicious.
Now we need another 5 minutes.
But so, hang on a second. Jazz apples. Can I get these at a supermarket?
Sure
Do I
can.
need to go somewhere fancy?
Yeah, you just got to go. When you see a little red carpet and some celebrity lights, that's where the jazz apple's hanging out.
Yeah. Ask the 16-year-old boy where the jazz apples are.
Amazing. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get myself a jazz apple.
Report
Exciting
back.
times.
I'm keen to hear your verdict.
Apple chat next week.
Apple chat next week. Let's do it. Gus, anything to say?
Oh, save it for next week. Clever thinking.
Today's show, we are very proud for the final week, is brought to you by a collaboration that was always meant to be, and that is Backpocket and PlayStation and Donut King, because Donut King and PlayStation have joined forces to create a limited edition range of PlayStation donuts to celebrate the launch. Donut King is running an in-store competition where consumers can win one of 5 PlayStation 5s, plus thousands of other prizes. All you need to do to win is purchase the PlayStation Donut box of 4 PlayStation Donuts to enter. The prize pool includes 5 PlayStation 5s, 5 DualSense wireless controllers, 15 PlayStation Plus 12-month memberships, 10 copies of Horizon Forbidden West PS5, 10 copies of Gran Turismo 7 PS5, and 49,955 sweet cine donuts.
Nice. You already did the math. Did you subtract the one?
No,
you
the
did?
95. No.
Okay,
no.
195.
Well, because I think we got 2. There's
Yeah.
still 2 labels
Still
here we
to
haven't
full.
peeled.
Yeah,
That's
So
exciting
we still
times.
got
We can do that
still got some
today.
sweet cinnies to give away.
Yeah.
I take a cine over a jazz apple any day of the week.
Sweet Cinny sounds
baby.
like something more.
Tread carefully.
Well, it's we're in a sponsor segment, but it sounds like a sweet sin, and I'm like, well, that's what a donut is.
Yeah, but like,
It is.
put a cute spin on it. So it's like, it's not a sin.
It's a cine.
It's a cinny.
It's a cine. Yeah.
Forgive me, Father, I have cinny.
Yeah. 49,955 times.
Oh my gosh, Donut King just found their next campaign.
So true. Yeah, that's so true.
That's so good.
Added a twist on the beloved segment for the last time until Donut King realize that they should not spend any marketing budget anywhere else except for us. Let's go to Donut Chat. NJ Games says that she's got her box of PlayStation donuts right in front of her right now, so that's exciting.
Play along.
Play along.
Either one.
Gus, I want to know, what is the pink donut saying to the green donut? Because the green donut looks upset.
It does look very distraught. It's confessing.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Forgive me, workmate, around the water cooler.
Yeah.
For I indulged in at least 6 sweet cinnies this weekend.
And it represents Catholicism in being a 3-sided. It's the Holy Trinity.
There you go. And the pink is actually blood. I'm just covered in blood. I murdered a whole bunch of donuts. Okay, so our final donut chat. If you were a donut, what kind of donut would you be?
Oh, this is a question.
This is a question. This is not a quiz.
Not a quiz again.
So I'm going to say,
There's no wrong answer.
I want to open this up to all kinds of donuts. You can pick your basic cine if you want,
Yeah.
but we're doing bear claws, we're doing jam filled, we're doing crullers.
Crawlers? Yeah.
Crullers.
What's a crawler?
a cruller.
Yeah, what is?
Homer Simpson
You
eats
know,
cruller.
it's kind of like a churro, but in a circle, in a donut shape.
That's a donut.
And it's, no.
You described a donut.
No.
No, but it's got the ridges and it's
Oh,
more
it is
oily.
ridgy.
You
Oh,
know how
like
a
it's-
churro is
yeah,
like
right.
a...
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a little
Like a
a little crunchier churro.
donut
It's
stick.
like it's a little more
Deep fried.
Yeah, they're all deep fried. That's
Yeah.
But it's even more deep fried.
More deep fried,
more
yeah.
deep
They put it in the deep fryer and then they take the deep
So
fryer,
it's like
put that in a
that
bigger
was-
deep fryer.
It's a bit crunchier and a bit oilier, and it's got that kind of.
It's got the wavy ridge.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
you
the back of
tear it
Will's
and then
hair.
dip it?
Plus, they're covered in brown. Like they're not cinnamon. That's like brown sugar.
Yeah, it's like I think it
Karen,
generally has a glaze.
a glaze.
Yeah.
glaze.
Like a sugary glaze.
But then they're dusted.
Deeper.
Anyway, the point is, none of you might even pick a cruller or a cruller or
Definitely
however it
wasn't.
pronounce it.
Certainly
He's just
not
saying that anything goes as long as it fits within the.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Yeah, even a spud nut.
All right.
Even a spud nut. A
I'm
spuddy.
a stuffed donut, like a filled donut.
Yep.
But I have like something salty in there.
Oh.
But not a salted caramel. I'm a surprise. I'm like, there's pretzels in there. I'm like,
Pretzels
He's making up a
yeah,
donut.
he's making up a donut.
And
making up a
I'm
donut.
on board.
yeah, why wouldn't you make up a donut? What am I going to be, some kind of standard donut you can buy in a shop today?
true.
No, I'm going to be an
That's
inventive donut that no one wants. There's pretzels in it.
Yeah.
But it is more texture.
Yeah.
I love a pretzel. And you get the joy of the sweet donut and then a follow-up chase of pretzel.
I don't mind
They
that.
made a pretzel donut, like one that's made of actual donut sweet dough, shaped in the pretzel shape, which is
They must
has a
have.
Oh, for sure.
The maniacs at Donut King 100%
Must have
have
done
done
that.
You know that there's some chef, I want to say. I don't know who designs the donuts at Donut King. A genius. But they're just in the kitchen cooking up new crazy recipes. How much fun would that job be? Of just like, I'm just going to design whatever I want. Maybe they get bored and they make a pretzel donut.
Putting some Granny Smiths in there.
Put some Granny
Whoa,
Smiths
whoa,
in that thing.
whoa. You got yourself a pita donut.
Okay, so you're a donut filled with pretzels.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He's so happy with it.
I wonder if the pretzels would survive the deep frying process.
No,
in
no,
the
no, no,
dough?
come on now.
They wouldn't.
This is like you pump it with jam after you pull it out of the deep
Oh, so
fryer.
you're
not
pumping it
before.
with-
You would have
Yeah,
to
you pump it with
crush
pretzels.
the pretzels pretty small to fit them in.
No,
No,
you
in
crush
his
the
head,
pretzels. They're
these
full
are 100%
pretzels.
full pretzels, but they
But
are
mini
being
pretzels.
injected.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're being surgically inserted. So you take a scalp, you take your
You
standard,
make the full donut.
Yeah,
Has
you
anyone
make
seen
the donut.
Dr. Death?
Yeah. Cut around.
Yep.
Pull a little bit out.
Yep.
You want to hollow that out.
No.
Oh no! It's back.
You know the pretzels, deli meat and cheese.
Sew that thing back up. Deli meat and cheese.
Incredible. So then, how are you sewing it back up? Sugar string?
You use
Sugar
a little bit of. That'd be nice, but no, you use.
I just made it up.
That's,
Like
what
my
the,
donut
that's what the cheese is melted cheese, and you
Right,
seal
okay, cool.
the side
Okay.
back up like a glue.
This started out sounding quite cool and
I'm
is
out.
now an abomination.
So,
I never want to eat a pita.
so to clarify, a pita donut is a normal donut that's been
hollowed out.
hollowed out like morgue autopsy style,
Yeah.
filled with pretzels, cheese, and ham.
And ham.
Deli meat of your choice.
Deli meat of your choice, and then sewn up with string cheese.
Not string cheese, a nice Gouda.
Okay, sewn up with a Gouda.
Yeah, a melted Gouda
Okay.
paste.
Oh,
that
okay,
gets
right,
painted
right.
around the
Okay.
edge to
So
seal the
is there,
incision.
there's no sugar on the outside of the donut then? It's like a savory donut.
Oh no, it's a
Oh, you
pink
can
donut
put
with
sugar. You can
sprinkles.
put, yeah, it's pineapple icing.
My understanding of this segment or this question was which donut encapsulates elements of your personality and soul. This has turned into Peter makes a Frankenstein abomination of a donut.
Peter throws a challenge out to the Donut King chef.
Yeah. But Peter is an eternal troll, so I feel like it encapsulates his personality quite
That's a
well.
good point, actually.
I'd eat
Yeah.
it once.
Yeah, so would I. I mean, it actually okay. So, God, we gotta move on with the show. But in theory, what you've got there is the deli meat of your choice and cheese, so that's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
You've got pretzels, which are just bread and salt, and
Yeah.
that goes well with the deli meat of your choice and cheese.
Yeah.
The only outlier there is the sweet donut.
Yeah.
But I've seen the sort of like donut sandwich things that people make. So you know, it's-
Pete and I went to a restaurant in Austin that sold donut burgers.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they had like
just made
meat
that?
patties
It's a
in between.
thing.
But yeah,
You just made that.
God.
can be done.
Okay,
can be done.
Gus?
I can't top that.
No.
No. I would be a traditional, like ice cream van style or at the footy donut. I'm a hot jam
Or-
donut.
Or
Don't-
Donut King donut.
Or a Donut King one. But I was talking about, you know, the ones that have like.
I gotta teach him better.
Well, they don't make these ones because I don't think these are very good.
Okay, sure.
That's kind of my
Okay,
theory.
fair.
Yeah.
These are the ones that
An
are
inferior donut.
an inferior one.
Yeah. Donut King can save the donut.
It's pumped full of that volcanically hot jam. The one that
these
like
donuts?
no, you know the ones that are jam
Yeah,
donut.
yeah, I
It's
know
like
what you're
that's actually not a donut shape. That's just almost a ball.
Yeah.
And it's in the little white
Too much.
the white paper bag,
Yep.
and you bite into it. And much like a conversation with me. It just like you bite into it and suddenly you are hit with something you didn't expect and you didn't really want, and you have to kind of spit it all out.
Yeah.
And you're left feeling assaulted in all senses from this boiling hot jam that just like burns your tongue and you can't talk anymore.
Donut King donuts have never assaulted anyone.
That's
No,
true.
these aren't. This isn't which kind of Donut King donut.
I
It's
know,
like,
but you've said the words Donut King and
assault.
spot.
because it burns your tongue. It's like too much. It's just there. It's too much.
Again, we're not talking about a Donut King
Donut
donut.
King donut has never done this before in its entire life. It's innocent.
This is a Gus
Give me
donut.
my single. Donut King donut was framed. Now, what we think happened is that Gus's donut got drunk and fell down the stairs by itself. Gus.
I'm taking it to my donut.
Yes, I am.
Oh my god. My donut is an unpleasant experience.
Okay.
Moving
That's
on.
what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And you buy it from Gus the vendor, not Donut King.
When did we establish these were from Donut King? These are like inferior to
Felt
Donut
like it was
King.
implied.
Felt like it was, but
Was
that's
it?
okay. All right, good.
Steph, you want to bring this one home?
Yeah. So I would be one of those donuts that arrives on top of a milkshake.
Oh, yep. Oh,
Because like that were popular like when Instagram food stuff was big.
Yeah.
Because they are sweet, a little bit excessive, and rapidly becoming irrelevant.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's not true. But very funny.
Very good.
Oh, well done. Yeah, there was that time where it was like, I think people got over the idea of just overindulgent food.
Well, because they were
Being
fun
like-
to take photos of.
I was about to say, they would
Not
have
fun
been
to eat. Yeah, totally. The freak shakes, that's right. Good. Okay, I'm going to bring it back home, and I'm going to say that 100%, and without a word of a lie, the donut that I would be, my favorite donut of all time, is the pink Donut King donut. It is iconic. It is what I had as a kid growing up. The pink with the sprinkles. It made me feel like Homer Simpson. It's who I am as a person. I am delicious. I'm a little camp. I'm a classic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I'm eternal.
under the coating of pink frosting and sprinkles, there's just a basic donut there
I
too.
love that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that as well. Yeah. I'm sorry, you assault people?
I'm a salted donut.
Just a classic pink donut. The greatest of all time.
Give us a dough.
That's what parents did in the 90s.
Dough.
Ah, that's pretty good.
It is-
That's pretty good.
so it is-
Tonally strong.
It is the weirdest thing because I have thought about that so many times of like that in a script like that. It must have just been something that he said
Yeah.
in a recording, and they went, "Oh, just do that noise again," because like it's the weirdest.
And it's
thing
famously
ever.
written
To become a
D-O
catchphrase.
apostrophe
Yeah.
H or something. It's like you see it on t-shirts.
Yeah,
It's like,
and it's impossible to say.
yeah.
Dough.
Except you did. Oh, the second one was not as strong.
That's right. I'm
as first.
trying to
Started
prove
strong.
strong. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to prove how impossible it is.
Yeah, maybe you were saying DOUGH.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Steph, could you give me a tonk?
Tonk.
Thank you very much to Donut King. If you want to try the donuts for yourself, it might be the last week of the Donut King sponsorship for Back Pocket, but it's not the last week that you can get the donuts at Donut King. The PlayStation and Donut King collab is happening until May 31st. So go there, get yourself a box of the limited 4-pack. Like so many people in our chat have. We saw so many pictures on our Discord of people with those donuts, showing donuts. I got a lot of pictures of donuts. I got a picture of donuts on somebody. So that's just
Wow.
a bit of a reference to the kind of audience members that we attract here at Back Pocket.
But grab yourself the PlayStation ones, not a stuffed Pete, an
Nope.
assaulted Gus,
Nope.
an irrelevant Steph,
Yeah. Get yourself
or
one of
a
the sweet pink-
or a classic Nick.
Yeah. Get yourself a sweet pinky or a classic Cinny. All right. Thank you very much, Donut King. We hope you come back because I just want those donuts. That was Donut Chat.
I can't look at that animation the same anymore.
Yeah. I'm going to miss those guys.
Yeah. We'll find another way to use them.
Yeah, it's true.
They're in the chat.
That's true.
Donut King or the chat? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donut King was watching you do that. Second. We can cut that out in post. When we say-
All right. We've spoken about t-shirts. We've spoken about donuts. Now it's time to finally talk about video games, a little segment we like to call I'm just saying, what you been playing? Oh, what'd you buy? BuriBuri. Thank you very much, BuriBuri. BuriBuri, of course, Back Pocket's official lawyer.
Yep.
So when I say things like "don't," she makes sure that we don't get sued.
Yeah,
She is an IP lawyer.
Yeah, absolutely. She interprets it as DOUGH.
That's right.
How can you prove otherwise?
Exactly.
We need to start
Paying her?
patenting some of your catchphrases.
Oh yeah.
No one should be able to say "I'm just saying" in the exact specific tone that you say it in.
We should patent and trademark most of the things that we say.
Yeah. One thing that you say, it's not a word that you should own, but the way it is said, in the same way that dough is potentially an IP infringement, is wank.
You do say that.
That is a very Nick phrase.
That's
wank.
true.
Wank.
Yeah, wank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't not make my face go a certain way when I say it.
Do it?
Wank.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like, it's like you can't sneeze with your eyes open. It's like that kind of thing.
And I can't wank with my eyes open.
Has it been 5 minutes since the donut chat talk?
I think there's enough gap there.
Good.
We said it was the last time, and I think we meant it. Okay. Also, BuriBuri, I would love if you could just record you saying "don't" and send it to me.
was thought-
Discord, just so we can play it later.
She'll send wank. She'll send wank.
Or you can do wank. You can do either one. Gus, I'm going to be honest with you, and someone who wanted to be associated with assault, it felt a little weird saying to a woman, could you record yourself saying wank and send it to me? It's
a good point.
That felt a bit strange.
Didn't think it through.
So that's
Yeah.
why I stuck with dough.
Stick with dough.
But speaking of stick with things, Steph, you've been here forever.
I have. I think I played We Were Here Together and talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
did.
Previously.
Zero memory.
No,
of
I
this.
remember you talked about this. It was, but you played with...
Reese.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like co-op puzzle game designed to be played in co-op and actually has like in-game voice chat as well so that you can play it online with randoms if you want to,
Yep.
which is great. But I did not play it with a random this time. I played We Were Here Forever with my husband, Peter.
That's me.
And we streamed it.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I'm not sure what the situation with the story is here because the previous game seemed like relatively grounded in reality. We were just like on a ice station somewhere. But this is very much like we were in some kind of weird nightmare hellscape.
Love this.
And there was a strange like saw puppet man who's imprisoned us and we have to solve puzzles to get out of all of the rooms. And the first puzzle was there was a key in Peter's stomach and I had to like dig around inside there.
Oh, my God.
That's a classic.
That's not true. It's a complete fabrication.
Yeah.
She's lying for attention. When I lie, it's as a joke.
Oh God. And it was good. Yeah, it was really fun. Most of the puzzles very much rely on you having to describe symbols, very complicated symbols.
Oh, God.
It's like Destiny 2.
like the Destiny
Only
friggin-
only one of you can see what the symbol is. So I was like, and you very much have to be on the same wavelength because I feel like if you and I would play together, I feel like I would have said it's like a guy wearing a jockey hat, but instead of a guy, it's a banana and he's got a penis. Like I feel like I would describe that image to you. You'd see that symbol and be like, it's that one, Steph.
Yep.
Peter, fucking nothing.
Yep.
So
I don't know. I feel like we were pretty in sync. I feel like I had more apt descriptions because you were wild with yours. But also, that was before we worked out that we were looking at them in a different part of the rotation. So we were
That's
actually
true.
looking at the shapes.
that's true.
Your up was different to my up, so it was like awkward to describe.
So it's less about the shape and actually about the orientation and the
Yeah,
fact
it was a weird series of squiggles, and then it was tilted 45 degrees, and now it's like, okay, now
So if
try
you
and
say the
look at-
pointy bit's up and
yeah,
something
it's like,
that
actually
like,
no, I
it's
can't
not
see
the
it.
line.
I can't see a pointy bit up at all. So there was that to navigate.
That's
as well.
true. That's true. But yeah, you had to kind of be really creative about how you described things because it was like, I don't know. They deliberately make symbols that don't look like anything that you can liken them to.
Can I just say, though, your description of it's a banana wearing a jockey hat and it has a penis is actually a description of a penis with a penis. Continue.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was fun, and they're kind of quite expansive rooms. I feel like there's maybe like one sort of puzzle area that we got a bit over, that sort of chess thing where like he was kind of down on a chessboard that, you know, he would sort of fall into a pit if we didn't get the puzzle right, and I had to guide him through a series of symbols and stuff, and that kind of iterated on itself like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, right.
So we were kind of over it by the end, and then the very last puzzle was like we were on opposite sides of a chasm with a bunch of doors and moving platforms and stuff, and we had to try and guide, find a way up And that kind of got a bit convoluted because it was the kind of thing where it's like, okay, now I've made it this far, but actually now I have to go back to open the previous lever to let you through the next door to make you go up that thing, and it was just it stopped being super fun after a while, but it was good. To
Is
get
it
through.
timed? Is there like pressure or no? It's not spooky or
No, there was
there
a
were a couple of
timed
time
element
puzzles,
to the chess one.
Yeah, there's a timed element to that one, and there's a timed element to. There's some really creative puzzle design in here. I'm not entirely sure what the theme is of like the whole setting of the game.
I was going to ask because
It
the
seems-
previous one was kind of post-apocalyptic, and you guys were,
snowy or something?
snowy, and it felt like there was some form of narrative, and therefore the puzzles might have felt like there was a reason they exist. Did this feel a little bit like?
Well, this was very fantasy. Like we were in some kind of like.
But because of that, did it feel like the
Fantasy
puzzles are just contrived because they're in a puzzle space and that's where you are, or
Yeah.
it's like
Potentially, I'm sure it would have made sense at the end, but it was just like there's no setup as to how you get there
Yeah,
or why
okay.
you're there.
Yeah.
Do you know
And
what I
also-
mean?
yeah,
and that's all of the games. You just kind of wake up somewhere, but
Yeah.
but I could kind of understand that waking up on a snow ice station or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is a part of where I live or work or whatever. Whereas this was just like, oh, I'm in Crazy Land.
because is this a sequel or an expansion?
Sequels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay,
There was We Were Here Together,
right.
and
There was an expansion to We Were Here Together, I think.
Called
And then
Where Did
there
We
was-
Were Here Together too,
No,
Were we
I think
just
it was
here?
like DLC, and then
or
there was
something.
We Were
Yeah,
Here.
okay.
and then We Were Here Forever.
Yeah.
And the We Were Here Forever implies that we're in some kind of purgatory hell or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah, I'm sure that if we finished it, we would get more
and it's
clarity.
co-op only.
It is co-op only.
Yeah. So it's
Sorry,
not for
Nick.
Boy. Not for
Like a
Nick
fun
Boy.
time.
There's no deceit though. It's got to work together.
That's
There's
true.
no lying.
That's
There's no. I assume there's no lying. There's no. You're not quietly leading them into a trap. You are trying to work together.
No. You do.
Good.
You have to. It's like yeah, but yes, I would say the majority of the puzzles are reliant on you describing things to someone else. So they design it in that way so that it's not like one person can just solve it all, or just be like, oh, you have to. One person can't solve the puzzle and just tell the other person what to do. It's like you both have to
Yeah.
work together to communicate well to solve
Right,
the
okay.
puzzle. So it's well designed in that way.
You're running next to each other in this section, or the bit we just saw. Is it two split? Is it asymmetrical in the way that you could go back and play it and do the different sides? Like, is it telling you which way you both branch off, or do you choose?
Yes and no.
Okay.
This part we woke up on different sides of the room and didn't have a choice. But ultimately we're doing the exact same puzzle. We're just doing half of the same puzzle at
Sure.
the same time. It's not like it's more interesting on one side or different in any way. We're doing the same things. And the rest of them, it's like we started separated and met pretty quickly within the first like 5-6 minutes of the game. You're like, it throws you together. And then it's someone needs to go over there and do that part of the puzzle. But someone puts up their hand and goes and does that. It's
Okay,
like, I'll
right.
watch this part of the puzzle, you're doing that part of the puzzle, so we can communicate what's similar between the two parts of the
So
puzzle.
just through the distance of the map, it's like I got to go
Yeah,
there and look
yeah.
at those things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but,
cool.
but it's not in the same way that It Takes Two was like, you have control over a different part, a completely different set of skills.
Yeah.
You have an identical skill set. It's just one person went up and the other person went
Yeah,
down
right.
Yeah.
for this room, and we were together and made that decision who was going to do
I
what.
love the art style of it.
It reminds me of Sea of Thieves. because-
Totally.
I was going to say, and it reminds me of Outer Wilds as well.
Yeah. The kind of the style of cartoon, and I
Yeah,
guess
it's
it's got a
cool.
lot of wood in it and stuff.
So is it a recommend?
Yeah,
Yeah?
if you really like puzzle games, and like I said, if it's a game, if you've struggled with puzzle games in the past because maybe one of you is not great at solving puzzles or feels like the other person always takes control of it, it's great at kind of putting you in situations where you have to communicate and work together, otherwise you can't solve it because you're separated in a way that makes it, unless you were screen cheating, that there'd be no way for that person to kind of
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
understand what you
Yeah.
have on your side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the different wavelengths that I prefer puzzle games if there's someone else there with me to brainstorm through it. And I feel like that's you hate that. Or not hate that, but like you probably enjoy.
Hate him.
There it is.
Yeah, I hate it.
Where's the t-shirt?
Yeah, the t-shirt is a lie. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm playing a little into the curmudgeonly I don't play games with other people thing. It's more about
bit.
just like the time,
Yeah.
the commitment thing. But I like because actually I do really like that as a concept. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
What else have you been playing?
And then I played a little bit of a dating sim called Raptor Boyfriend, which I bought ages ago when I think it went on sale or something. It's just been sitting in my library for a while, and I finally was like, oh, I'll give it a go. It falls into the category, obviously, of like those weird dating sims.
I mean, really,
Why
what?
weird?
Hatterful boyfriend walked so that
Clever boyfriend.
yeah, and it's cute. I think all of these games really rely on the writing, and the writing in this is really good. It's set in the 90s, so he's a totally rad skateboarding raptor.
Excellent.
Totally.
That's what Gus identifies as.
I
for
do.
sure.
But despite the fact that the game is called Raptor Boyfriend, it is not just a raptor and a bunch of humans. You also are romanced by
Oh,
a fairy
baby.
girl.
Check that out.
A fairy girl.
A fairy girl.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
Wait, so
wolf?
are you playing as the raptor, or are you playing as?
you're playing as the same character you play in every single dating sim, which is like slightly awkward, shy person arrives at a new place.
Okay, right. Okay.
It's just like you cannot be any other character in a dating sim.
Yeah.
Wolfman?
That's a Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
That's a Bigfoot.
That's a Bigfoot.
That's a Bigfoot.
What you're looking at, that's
Yeah,
a
big it
Bigfoot. That's a,
So you have these kind of 3 romance options.
That quote, there's a lot to love about this game, is 100% in the article, followed by, but I just couldn't get over, and it's
Yeah.
like, and here's a list of the issues.
I know, that's so
Sorry.
funny. So you've got those 3 romance options. There's also a bunch of kind of side characters that I actually thought were really interesting. There's one girl who's just a ghost, and I think was really close with Fairy Girl when she was alive. So she's kind of like angry that you're pursuing her, or maybe pursuing her.
Oh.
And so they all have really like unique stories that I kind of wish they'd explored a little bit more. And I would say also the game is relatively short, which is like on one hand
Right.
a good thing because these games are so long with all the dialogue options. But on the other hand, I don't think it really actually offers much in the way of repeat playthroughs because a lot of the character arcs seem to be the same based on what I saw on YouTube
Yeah,
after
right.
I'd sort of gone through it.
I love the fact that the raptor has feathers by the looks of it, so falling in line with the idea that that's how dinosaurs
the
probably
modern
look.
understanding.
I don't like that he's got human hands. I just realised if the
Yeah.
raptor doesn't have claws in the shot before, he's got big human hands over its body.
I guess
no.
when you're talking about a romance or a dating game, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
how is this going to work logistically?
Yeah, like, are you going to rip me apart?
Let me unhook your bra.
Yeah,
You can't put one claw up the bum hole.
yeah, it's true.
I mean,
We were all thinking it.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's strange that this has become a genre that people love so much because like on one hand I get it, and on the other hand I'm just like, is this just like,
Silly
are we just making these now just to get people to play them because it's weird?
I think that's definitely part of it, of going like, what's the
What's the hook
the
that you
name
see
of the thing?
on
Yeah.
the top of a list of games coming out and think that's so obscure, I have to see what that's about? kind of
Totally,
vibe.
especially since that the raptor is not the only character you romance.
Is it
or
funny? Like,
whatever.
is there any stuff in there that plays off the fact that they're all different, fantasy characters, or is it trying to be really playing it straight and you're like, oh, it's just the aesthetic or the fact?
No. They reference the fact she's like, oh my god, you're a dinosaur,
Right.
and he's just like, yeah, I know, and she's like, do you ever? But it's I think it's
Casualized.
it's a kind of metaphor for what it is to be different or have people,
Yeah.
to be an outsider or have something different about you, which is a big theme in high school. So it kind of plays into that, which is really nice.
I'm
But
gonna update
after
my
you kind of
pronouns to raptor.
but after you kind of address that, it just becomes like, okay, cool. So he's
plays
just like
off like
he's just like
anything.
any other dude. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Right.
So yeah, the art style is really cool and the music is really good. Actually, it kind of like surprisingly emotional for the emotional scenes that you have with your dinosaur boyfriend.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Nice.
Raptor boyfriend.
Yeah.
Nick. Hi. I've played a few games this week. I'm going to start off with the one I liked the least to get it out of the way.
Sure.
And it's such a shame because I was really excited for this one, and it is Trek to Yomi. Trek to Yomi.
Really?
Yeah.
Yomi.
Oh, I was thinking we were going to make this game club for next.
We were thinking about that. So I was really excited for this because I
Beautiful.
love the sort of, I'm really into the sword play games at the moment. That's very much my jam. These sort of fighting, almost brawler style fights. And obviously the art style. The art style is phenomenal.
Would you describe your jam as hot and assaulting?
Yes, I will.
Really jumps out when you're not expecting it.
And so everything I've seen from this game, I was just like, oh, I'm so into this. And Devolver are publishing it, so
Yeah.
like they have the best eye when it comes to picking this stuff.
Oh, look at that.
Look at it. Look how good it
The
looks.
framing is great in a lot of the scenes.
The lighting
Yeah.
is terrific.
Yeah.
It really does. It accomplishes the thing that Ghost of Tsushima was trying to do with the sort of Kurosawa mode, where they just put on like a flickery thing, and this is actually gone. No, it genuinely looks like they shot a film, and it's beautiful. The problem with it is that the combat is really boring. It's both too deep and too simple. It's very simple in that you're kind of just always up against one or two people whacking your sword at them, and you can get away with... I've played, I think now 3 hours of it. I barely changed combos because you can just get away with just like light, heavy, light, heavy the whole time. Even though you keep unlocking all these combos, but there are all these sort of like complicated button press move things that you need to remember, almost like a fighting game thing. But it's like it comes up and it disappears, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to internalize what that was, so I'm just going to keep going light, heavy because the game doesn't really force me to do anything else.
Yeah.
It feels very sticky. When you're fighting, you don't really feel like you have finesse of movement. You sort of feel like quite clunky when you're moving around, like you're sort of awkwardly moving backwards and forwards. And then on top of that, when you wander around in this gorgeous environment, it does the sort of Resident Evil thing where it's just lots of fixed camera perspective. So you run through a screen and then you might, you're running across and then the next one you might be here and you sort of need to go down that way. And you constantly get caught on stuff. The whole time it's like, it's impossible to not run into things all the time, which is so immersion shattering in a game that is trying so hard to immerse you in this idea that you're in a samurai film.
Yeah, right.
Especially when you've played a lot of games like your Limbos and your Insides, where they feel like 3D spaces, but you're really just pushing one way, and the character will find their way through.
It's actually on like a rail through that environment.
It doesn't feel like you're on a flat path, and so that's what this is doing. But you do have that individual control that you then push the wrong way and find yourself stuck on a shrine or a rock.
That drives me
Does it do
crazy.
absolutely the worst thing that this kind of like screen to screen based like traversal does, which is like you're holding forward to leave, and then it's flipped you in a way that then holding that direction still sends you back out the same screen.
Don't think it does that.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't do that. But what it does do is when it does a pretty sharp camera move, it's like when you adjust, you start adjusting and it like over adjusts you. So I find when I run into a new screen, I'm instantly sort of like spinning around, heading off in the wrong direction straight away. And that would be a bit forgivable if, again, it wasn't just so boring to do all these fights. They're just so simplistic. There's like a parry thing, which obviously
I found the counter really forgiving. Like,
It's super forgiving,
Just
yeah.
counter everyone as an opening move, which really sucks because you want to go in there and do like a killing blow as your first attack, like straight through. But the first thing I did every time was just twing.
Yeah, you just wait for that and then hit.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the story is just like, I don't know, it's just the most samurai revenge story you can possibly imagine. It is so boring because it is so the cliche of just everything. It's just every character is talking about the honor and like while all this stuff has its place and this is what samurai films used to be like and this is still a part of Japanese culture, it's just like it feels like, can we do anything with this other than just like the same rinse and repeat thing? So it just felt like in every way, it's not that it's necessarily bad, it's just kind of, it's surprisingly boring for a game that looks as though it couldn't miss. Like I was just like, how could this be bad? It looks phenomenal.
Totally. It seems like they poured everything into the visual style and were so excited by it because I don't know that I've seen a video game that looks quite like this. So
and it does do, and you're seeing it, in fact, right here, there's lots of little shortcuts that you get through. And Gus, did you find that stuff where you can run through a house and suddenly you're seeing the same area that you're in from a different perspective? And it does some cool things where you're running along like from left to right, and then you come through a new screen, and then suddenly you're running towards you, and the camera just keeps going back and back and back, and you're like, oh no, you've built this whole village is actually like, you are actually just running around this whole space. So there is a sense of scale, I guess, to these areas, which is really cool. And yeah, every single frame of it looks incredible until your character just runs into a doorway, and then you go, oh, right, okay, this is not a Kurosawa film. So that was a bit disappointing. It is on Game Pass, so you can check it out if you want, but yeah, it was a miss for me. But two things that were not a miss, two phenomenal experiences. The first one I streamed yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And that is not for broadcast. So on Monday, we had Reeps on the Back podcast. He was talking about an FMV game that I'd never heard of, even though apparently it's been spoken about on the show, potentially.
Oh.
Or Pete said you had mentioned it, or you knew
No,
about it.
no, I was totally aware that the game existed.
Okay, right.
But I don't think we ever talked about it.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I feel less like an idiot then. This is so good. This game is so good. Steph, this game is so good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's an FMV
Rest in
game.
chat.
Will, could you actually just skip forward like 30 minutes or something? Oh, no, Will's not here.
Will's here.
Oh, Will is here. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so I know. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So here's what we're actually looking at. So the premise is that you run a sort of like community TV show channel, and the guy who used to run the control room has quit, and you now take over. So what it is this FMV game where you're a news channel.
I've seen someone stream this. Yeah,
You've
okay,
got
this is coming
the
back.
left-hand screen is
Maybe it was.
4 video signals. Will, if you could jump forward a couple of minutes just so we can get some video up there. The left-hand screen is the 4 camera angles. So then there are buttons down below to switch between those camera angles. You've got your program feed in the middle and then the broadcast feed on the right. And so you need to start switching between cameras to sort of cut together this scene. But then characters will start swearing or saying things they're not supposed to do. So you have to live censor them. The signal starts getting shaky. So you need to adjust the wavelength of the broadcast to make sure it tunes in. Things start overheating. There's all these sort of problems. You need to queue up commercials and that sort of thing. It is so much fun to just interact with this game and live cut together this TV show. On top of that, it is like Pete does. It's what Pete does all the time. On top of that, it is hysterical. It is so funny. It is so just insane. There is a scene in this where it's like a community theater come on this news show for an interview, and then they perform a play, and it's this music. It's like 4 minutes of a play, and then they do a song, and it's just like it is so well done.
I tuned in for that whole thing.
Isn't that amazing?
Mesmerized.
It is so
crazy.
good.
So bad it's good?
No. Oh, yes, so bad it's
Yeah,
good.
but also so good. It's so bad that it's good, but it was produced for this.
Yeah.
And it's so well produced for this.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's not
crazy.
It's not bad FMV. It is great FMV.
Yeah, okay.
About bad television.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And they do fake ads like we do, and it's just the ads are incredible.
Yeah, ours are better.
Ours are better. But it's just so good. So then there's this whole what is not so good is in between each of these shows that you do, and each show is half an hour long or something. There's 45 hours of FMV footage in this. Pete told me a couple of days ago that it actually holds the Guinness World Record for the most hours of FMV in a video game. And what did you say?
So I found a Reddit post, and it was this game has 45 hours and 40-something minutes, and it's clearly the record holder. And that same Reddit post was, it's this, and it beat the former record by 7 hours. And I was like, oh, well, so there's a 38-hour game out there as well. And then it was someone clarified underneath, no. The former record holder was 7 hours.
This
is
has
38 hours more footage than any other FMV game.
It's incredible. And it's because they've got all these different camera angles going.
Yeah.
But each show you put together is half an hour with 3 fake commercials, multiple sections of this news broadcast. It's brilliant. In between each show, there's this sort of text adventure thing about a dystopian society. It's all about this authoritarian government gets elected, and it's less, and you just basically need to make these life decisions for your character in between there, and it's just a text adventure. That's less successful.
How is it related to? Is it that's the world that you're in?
So there's an election in the first episode. There's an election, and this government come in who want to redistribute wealth from the rich and give it to the poor, and it's all about what you put on television affects how people view the world and the government and everything. So you then live in this society where in between the shows, you make decisions about I will invest in this company. So if I play more commercials for this company in my broadcast, then I'll make more money. And there's stuff like that. It's a little
It's unnecessary almost.
it's
on top of
totally,
what
so
this
far to
game's
me, it
doing.
seems really unnecessary. And it's a little clunky because it's kind of heavy-handed, whereas the TV show is just this fun light thing. But the other thing that is brilliant about this is that at the end of each show that you do, and up the top is your audience.
I was about to ask, is there not a fail state, but are you being punished for doing bad edits?
The audience meter, you get less money,
Got it.
so that affects your text-based adventure life. But the brilliant thing about it is at the end, you can then watch all the rushes of the footage, and there's lots of while this was happening, here is what all the characters were saying in the B-roll there. You can watch the full commercials that you missed and didn't play, but the brilliant thing is you can watch the show that you cut together, and it is seamless. And so I went back and watched the musical song performance, and you just watch it and you go oh my God, this is such a nightmare. And some of it you're like, these were some good cuts. And then others you're like,
You're live cutting, so you can't go back and...
No,
it's just watching a finished.
It's Good Morning America. You're in the broadcast studio.
Yeah.
What an
So if you miss something
This is what went to air.
Totally.
What an interesting thing that, for the longest time or recently, games are picking obscure jobs and things and going this is a really interesting thing you'll never get a chance to do in real life. And this is one of those. It's one of those things that you've watched people on YouTube do it where they film someone switching the Grammys or the Oscars, and they're screaming for camera cuts. And it's wow, that's a really intense job.
What's the objective of the game? I understand it's more of a narrative thing, but usually with these games, it's a murder mystery or it's a
So
something.
there's that text-based adventure thing in the middle,
Right.
That definitely has something going on. I've played about 3 hours of it, and I've got through 2 broadcasts. But it also, I think that's the narrative drive. But for me, it's 100% just put together these fun shows because the writing and the performance and the comedy is so good that you just go, I just want to watch this. I just want to watch this thing, right?
Yeah.
You'd agree?
And I have only watched you play it, and what I watched of you playing it was there's so much joy in picking the right shot and because you're watching the multicam, you see the full story happening, and the joy is manipulating the story, and it's either showing the right part of the story, the good part of the story, or cutting to the person who we were just live crossing to, who is now standing up, not on program feed right now, but they're standing up, and you can see they're wearing fishnets.
Yeah,
and it's do I show that person's butt?
Because
I can.
There's a guy who is affiliated with the government, and he's giving an interview, and then in the background of his shot, the cupboard door opens and a gimp falls out and tries to escape, and then his wife comes in and starts beating the gimp with a whip. And it's no, Clive, you know it's not Wednesday, back in the cupboard. And it's totally... And the other thing about this is that each scene is 6 or 7 minutes long, and it's just one take. All the characters have just done this one performance. It's just great.
Strange.
It's so much fun.
I always think about these things, and I think about this after watching Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is a series of very bizarre scenarios. I'm how are you explaining this to the actors? Because this is a 45-hour FMV experience total. It's you're not telling everyone...
Well, that's the thing. It's
you've agreed to do this job. It's a video game. Yeah, we just need you to fall out of this car.
But what's clever is they don't have to have alternate takes of people doing when you in a good way. When you switch the fishnets, I imagine the newsreader doesn't go, "Whoa, I'm sorry what that was," because they're blind to it. But it's giving you replayability in what you choose to do, and that audience meter is the thing that can be respond to what you're editing, and that way, they can just do long, great performances. Not like we've seen with FMV games. Sometimes if they have to do 20 variations of the line, suddenly it's they're not feeling any of
that's so true. It's actually, they've just written comedy sketches and just put them together.
Yeah.
So
I think the other thing that I noticed when watching it, the beauty of the design of the game is that clock, because it can be exhausting, right? It's you're there cutting, you're working, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
You're working, but you got the timer up there, and you got a commercial break coming up where you're going to get to tools down for a second.
Yeah.
And so that's you're always trying to be perfect for the next 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you're cutting to an ad break, and you get to just enjoy the piece of content that they've made for that ad break.
Yeah.
And get a breather, and then, all right, we're diving back in. So it's
is
it's so beautifully crafted.
Funny.
it is so funny. And so if this sounds at all interesting to you, get it. It's $14. It's on sale for half price right now on Steam. It's so good.
Would you stream it again? Have you done one shot?
Yeah, I'm going to finish the game on stream. I'm going to do a couple of screens because it's just it's perfect. It's just so good. And then the third thing that I played, I started playing it today. I've been looking forward to this one. It's on Game Pass, and it's called Citizen Sleeper. This was on the game plan this week.
Can I quickly? Can you see in chat? Have you got chat open there?
Yeah.
Who said they do live sports?
Hey BJ, I do live sports production. I once had a choice to show a streaker full butt naked running through the center field. Needless to say, I cut to it.
Hey BJ, if you're on Twitter, DM me.
Yep. Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. So Citizen Sleeper is a RPG on Game Pass. You play as a sleeper, which is someone who in the future has sold their consciousness to a corporation. The corporation has your body, and your consciousness has been sort of replicated and is now put in sort of like an android-y style body. And then the premise is that you've escaped from that corporation and you're out on another spaceship somewhere trying to start a new life. And it is, so it's very dystopian, it's very futuristic. It is also basically a board game. It is mainly dice-based. Sure. So you each day or cycle, you get a certain amount of dice that have been rolled and that give you percentage chances of successfully completing tasks. Mm-hmm. And then you go about the ship, you assign these dice to different tasks. Do you get it right? If it works, then you get you start filling up this meter, and there are all these different quests that have these meters that you need to fill up. The interaction of the game is super board gamey. It's just totally technical and so abstracted. But it is interesting. But what makes this so compelling is the writing, and it is so evocative and wonderfully written. We got this and Norco in the space of a month, and both coming out on Game Pass. I'm like, oh, these games are so my shit right now. It is haunting and beautiful, and you kind of I really found that I tend to not role play too much in video games, but I really found that I was role playing as this character of trying to figure out who I am and what I want my life to be. And I normally don't do that in games. I kind of just go for the option that I think will give me the most information. And in this, it's a game that really rewards you of if you don't say anything, you get many, many people talking to you regardless. So it's not saying something is a real character choice.
Yeah, cool.
And so, and it really sort of frames how people see you. And so I'm playing at first very quiet because I'm I don't know what I am, where I am, or what I want to be. And so I'm trying to figure that out as my character, and I'm really enjoying that.
I always, anytime I try to role play in a game, I'm I'm going to play a sassy, snarky character who's really short with people because they have this kind of background. Then I get in there and I'm I just want everyone to like me.
I just want to please everybody. Yeah, totally.
At the end of the day, you're picking the pink icing donut. Nick Boy is still right there.
That's right. And so it's just so compelling and draws you in. The music and the soundscape is so that sort of spaceship synthy, cyberpunky, worldy stuff. It's really hard.
Cyberpunky, worldy stuff.
Yeah, it's really hard to. It's hard to explain what this game is because it's such a combination of hardcore systems with really good writing.
Yeah,
and not particularly plot, but just mood and vibe.
Well, I
and
was also going to say, from everything I saw, there's, as you said, board gamey in the sense that you're not looking at characters moving around spaces or anything. It is quite literally an abstract. You're seeing the space and those numbers and things.
It's like you're filling out a character sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're getting occasional bits of character art, but you're not seeing your little land move through it. And so that kind of turned me off when I looked at some screenshots.
Yeah.
I don't really see what the game is until obviously you sit there and read through it and you build it all.
And the first half hour is not overwhelming, but you don't really know what the game is. You go oh God, there's a lot of just nodes here that I need to put things in and then they fill up. And it's is that it? But then as soon as you start talking to people, I mean, the writing is strong from the outset, but once you start meeting other characters, you instantly fall in love with every character here and you just go, oh, all of you are so distinct and fascinating. And yeah, I'm so into this. What I want to do is I want to play this game. It supports widescreen, which is great. So it's I want to play this game at 11:30 at night with all the lights off and just headphones on and just get sucked into this space cyberpunky sleeper world. And I really, really enjoying it.
Cool.
So yeah,
awesome.
It's so my jam. It's the opposite of not for broadcast. But it's great. It's called Citizen Sleeper. And if at all any of that stuff is interesting to you, and if you liked
Norco.
If you liked Norco, but if you like Disco Elysium, then give this a shot.
Yeah,
because it has a lot of those sort of vibes as well.
It's interesting, and all these really strong narrative games are coming out, that it almost seems like this has been the evolution of text adventures to point and click adventures to now really narrative adventures because like we just don't see many point and click adventures anymore, and obviously we've got a new
Telltale?
Monkey Island.
Monkey Island coming out, which is very exciting.
In a nostalgic way, it's like, look, we're doing an old
totally.
thing. We're not. The new version of that has turned into like dense narrative, incredibly, dense writing and stuff.
Yeah,
that people go, this is incredibly easy to get lost in and a good.
You're
like,
manipulating the world around you through narrative and dialogue as opposed to use wrench on bolt.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
Because it's still kind of similar in its layout, but it's
Now it's not use wrench on bolt. It's like lie to yourself.
Yeah, that's so true.
I've been doing that my whole life.
And I think the other thing about it that I was like, why is this working so much for me? And it's the same reason as Norco and the same reason as Disco Elysium. And it's something that I rarely get from RPGs, which is in so many RPGs, you run around and you go up and you start talking to someone. And then it's like your characters just have that conversation, but there's no internal reflection of your own character in how they see the world. It's just like the responses to the questions that have been asked and the dialogue continues and then you run off and collect 30 whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas this is written like a novel so that when you go and have a character conversation, there's all these like, there's the dialogue and then there's just the character trying to like grapple with what's going on or like imply or infer things of the surroundings, that sort of stuff. And then, so I think that it's way more like reading a really cool book than it is playing like an RPG where I just feel like I'm just trying to exhaust the dialogue here so that I can get everything out of this and then
The
go on with the
conversation is
game.
a gameplay mechanic. Of
Yes,
just
yeah,
how to
yeah.
solve a problem
Yeah.
versus
It's got such fucking good vibes. It's just got cool vibes.
Cool.
So that is what I've been playing this week. Peter Burns,
What were we doing, me? Or were we doing? I thought we were doing Gussie. 'Cause
Gus
he's got
Ronald.
Old mate.
Oh, could be, yeah. Very opposite to what you just played then. I jumped into Warzone. I leapt out of a plane as John McClane onto an island where Godzilla and King Kong were having a fight. Because,
That's what we have become.
because
But it's so cerebral. It's like, it's like
who is the monkey, really, is the question.
It's not the lizard.
It's not the lizard. Yeah, this is an update to Warzone, which sees it's called the Monarch. Operation Monarch, Hail Mary, and it's it puts King Kong and Godzilla onto the Warzone island. Now, I haven't actually jumped back into Warzone since the Vanguard update moved it to the Pacific Island, and they changed all the weapons to the Vanguard weapons.
Good Dav. What on earth was John McClane? That was from a different event, and you
That's
bought
from
the John McClane skin, right?
That's the skin I have from when they did the Nakatomi Plaza on
just,
the previous one.
Yeah.
Bringing those two worlds together in a spectacularly awful way.
It's kind of great. They still have his soundbite, so he's like, "All right, better get out of here." And there's like King Kong running over. Yeah, exactly. So this is it's not a limit. It's a 2-week event, I think, by the sounds of it. It's not an event. It's a mode.
Yep.
And yeah, as I said, I haven't been back into Warzone since they changed it all, so I have no understanding of this island and its layout, and a few of the extra things that have changed since for the people who've been living and breathing Warzone. But I thought this looks so dumb, I had to check it out, and maybe this is a way to draw me back into playing a little bit of Warzone. And essentially what this mode is, it's still a battle royale. You've still got the gas circle closing in on you, but it is now playing with, I'm going to say, I said it to you earlier.
mode?
The mode where people parachute back in if they need to. It's called not extraction, not it starts with R. Anyway, there's a new way of playing it versus the original Battle Royale was always you died, you got a shot in the gulag to come back, and if you failed that, you're out for good. And now it's like attrition or something. Resurgence. Thank you so much, old mate Dave. So now it's more for about half or if not 3/4 of the game.
There's only so many like military terms that you
Yeah,
can call
exactly.
these
Totally.
game modes.
But essentially, I think a lot of Warzone has... I'll explain that in a second.
I'll explain that in a second. I bet you're wondering how I got here.
We took Citizen
monkey.
Sleeper very seriously.
I'm sorry. Talk to me about how you shot a monkey in the back.
Well, the thing I'll just say is that,
Great ape. It's a great ape.
Oh, Christ. All the Warzone stuff now has resurgence, which is a way to keep players falling back into the map and keep, I think, player retention going. And I'm not a big fan of it because it does take a lot of the stalk the map, find where people are, and try and hunt them down because people are just falling constantly in the map. And it makes it more action-orientated, and I I think that is a better thing for COD games and for keeping people playing. But I don't think it has the same tension that battle royales have.
Sure. Yeah.
So it stops being like that and starts being about just like, can you be aware of people on the ground falling from the sky? And there's a fucking monkey and a dinosaur on the map as well. What this adds is essentially those two creatures are moving around the map randomly. They are attacking everyone they can see, and you can score Monarch points, which are on the right-hand side of the screen, filling up a bar by collecting Monarch drops, picking up little Monarch pamphlets, pickups, or just doing damage to either of those two creatures. And you can shoot
So they
them
can die.
They can't die, they can get pushed back. Okay. So they're kind of moving around, and if enough people are shooting at them, they'll kind of step away from the map or disappear for a while. Godzilla is building up a huge fire beam that like goes across the island.
Of course.
Yeah. And Kong is picking up rocks and just slamming them. But both of those attack people inside buildings, so it's a way to stop people camping.
Right.
And it's very silly, but it is also really cinematic and really fun. And I would argue if I wasn't really stressed out by the battle royale element of it, I'd be having a little more fun because I was just getting into it.
I was about to say, do you need the battle royale element at this point when there's all of this going on?
I think the mode they could have come up with could have been cleverer and done something more. Or
What could it have been called?
I don't know what you're leading to.
What could it have been called?
Like big monkey. Does it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I also don't know where your brain.
You
is
both
now.
came up with names for this mode.
Oh,
Godzilla,
Godzilla
and King Cod.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. I
Godzilla
totally
and
forgot about
King
that.
Cod.
And instead they went with Operation Monarch.
Yeah, you're right. Which I think Monarch are the company that in the movies are trying to, in the larger monster universe films, I haven't seen them, which is also, they came out ages ago.
I was going to say, so is there something I'm missing in cinema at the moment with these movies are coming out? Is there a
Don't
sequel?
believe
this
so.
is
The
not
last
time?
one that came out was Kong versus Godzilla.
That was like last
Somebody
year.
for sure pitched Godzilla and they made the choice not to go with
They made the choice.
But you're right. This definitely was a film that came out last year. I think it's been out on home release for a long time
Really?
since. So maybe.
Did it have The Rock in it?
No,
that
you're
was
thinking of
Rampage.
Rampage. Resurgence.
Yeah.
No. Anyway,
It had the guy from.
I saw
It
that.
had the guy
I saw
from
that one with The Rock in it.
the guy. Didn't it have the guy in it?
Wasn't Brian fucking Cranston in the first?
he was in the
Godzilla?
first
Was he?
Godzilla.
Yeah.
It was good.
And he
was
great.
yeah.
Boo, that's
And
right. He
Millie
just
Bobby
Godzilla,
Brown
right?
He was
his
the
daughter.
scientist.
It was amazing.
He was a scientist, yeah.
Anyway, so the thing about the mode in the
Sorry,
game
talk to me about Godzilla.
is in Godzilla. Essentially, the more you build up of those Monarch points, you get better drops that will automatically kick off and more items. And I think the reason people play these modes or these limited events is because it sets up a whole bunch of unlockable skins and costumes and things that you can only get from this mode, which gets people in there and playing it. I'm not interested in any of the cosmetic items that relate to
You want to
this.
have a plane in a Brian Cranston?
No, I
skin?
want to stay
You know you
as
could do
John
Snoop Dogg.
John McClane. You
Snoop
can.
Dogg is in Warzone, so Snoop Dogg could parachute out and shoot Godzilla.
There you go. But to finish on the actual fact that it's really dramatic, and I was jumping in jeeps and just driving around the monsters because it feels really cool to have these huge creatures stomping around. And there was a bit of footage before. I'm in a house and I can just hear water outside.
Yeah,
so I
that's
look
cool.
through a window and he's just standing there, and I'm like, it's really intimidating. And they're cool character models, and they look great as you're parachuting in around the island.
And how
So
close do you have to be to damage them?
you can hit them from the other side of the map.
Okay,
like
right,
there's
that's
the hit
Very
scan on
large.
them. Yeah. Goes all the way there. But I guess the cool thing about it is that they do draw the fire of everyone playing. So even though sometimes
you
you're in the
have-
middle of the battle royale, everyone on opposing teams suddenly starts firing up at the
Yeah.
monsters, and it gives you a chance to either use that to your advantage or just enjoy the spectacle of everyone just trying to escape these creatures.
Are there like large environmental sort of damage things that you can do, or are you just peppering away with your guns?
You're just peppering away for points. There is a thing you're trying to
Seems
unlock.
super underwhelming.
Well,
I feel
you
like
are
we'd be
trying-
peppering away for most of it, and then you hit a point where it's like, okay, now we wheel in the giant truck with bombs on it or whatever.
Sure.
and then-
So you're trying to unlock the top tier of that thing, which is called the Scream.
in this game.
Yeah. Now we bring in Mothra.
So
That's
it's
Godzilla, which is Operation whatever.
so you get to take control of the creatures though.
What?
Hang on, I was trying to get to that.
No, you
We're
buried the
talking.
lead big time. You started talking about how you were hiding in a house.
You're all talking. You're trying to build up the blue meter on the side to unlock the Scream, which is an acronym for something, which when you enable it, you get to take control, I believe, of the creature or its attacks, and you can focus fire them on your enemies.
You as a player or you as the
I
team?
didn't do it myself, and
Okay.
I didn't see. I don't know if anyone was doing it, but that's what the screen tells me at the start. It's like build up enough to get the Scream a device. I don't know if anyone's played this and can explain it better, but yeah, it's kind of like you take control over the enemy's attacks, and you can then use that to your advantage.
That's pretty cool.
It would be cool, but as I was saying, Battle Royale is is frenetic and fast and panicky enough as it is. That's got enough going on, and all the extra systems that I would say a lot of them in general, but COD in particular. So this a really
it feels like it should just be like a big sort of team battle situation where you're just fighting the other team and you don't have to worry about
I
that.
feel like that could have been a far more better use of the animation.
That's what I was thinking as well. Like Kong versus Godzilla is an established thing as well. And
yeah.
It's like
You
one
found Snoop
team's
Dogg.
playing for Kong and one team's playing for Godzilla, and they shoot it out and try and kill the other one's King Lizard.
They're just big modifiers on the map or big things that are there to
Raptor
interrupt the
boyfriend.
fight.
Yeah, right.
So that said, I had a ball with this. I played 3 matches and it was really exciting. It did add drama. There's planes flying over, attacking them. I don't know if they're in control or
It's
just
like
like
so good.
This was fun. I was just heading off to the fight going, I just want to be near that creature
Bruce
because it looks
Willis.
heaps of fun. So I don't know if it's going to get me back into Warzone, but I'm going to
God.
definitely keep it downloaded and jump into some matches and just see if it stays fun.
And are there skins? I think there's skins on this, right? Are they any
I
good?
think the skin that everyone's after is there's a costume which has like a monkey mask on it, and you kind of the moveset you have is you
An
can.
ape.
Sorry,
It's an ape.
It's an ape. You're right. I think the execution move is you grab them and you spin around and you fling them off
Yeah,
the
I
map.
saw that, yeah.
So people really want that because
That's
it's
amazing.
the execution where you
That's
can
awesome.
sneak up on someone.
Yeah.
It's no longer like a cool knife stab in the neck. It's now you grab them and go vroom,
and they just
send them off the
flying
map.
after.
So that's the stuff that
I
people.
tuned into Miles's stream the other day, and he was playing with the Attack on
Titan.
Yeah.
Titan skin and
the nudie
weird
one. Yeah.
Titan man.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, COD really jumped the shark a long time ago, didn't they?
Well, the problem I have is that they still, I mean, maybe it's a point of differentiation, but they still stick with the idea that they're like realistic.
Yeah.
Fortnite goes, well, if we're going to bring in Rick and Morty, we're just going to bring in Rick and Morty. We're going to bring in like cartoon characters. Like they're all going to kind of look like they do. Whereas COD is like, the premise is like, these Navy SEALs have dressed up like King Kong, as opposed to you're just a little King Kong running around. And then it's like, no, that's much more unrealistic that these guys are dressing up like a monkey.
And PUBG is right in the middle where it's like we couldn't afford the license, but it's like they give you your character's wearing like the Dorothy the dinosaur tails that had the elastic to wrap around your waist. So it's like you got a tail. You're a dinosaur.
Here is
you're the lizard.
Soviet TV Dorothy the dinosaur. Cool. Well, I mean, it may if it's keeping it installed on your
It is, yeah.
PlayStation.
And I agree with you saying that it's like they've jumped the shark and Fortnite does crazy better. But I will say COD does cinematic very well. And even if that cinematic experience is a B-grade monster movie, the explosions, the shaking of the screen, and the like jumping in a Jeep and leaping off, like as dumb as that is, it's still a good action movie.
Is that Ghostface as well?
Yeah, I'm killing character from Ghostface. Sorry, the
he looked
Ghostface
so
character from Scream.
terrified running away from you. He was gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a 90s serial killer.
Though I will say, looking at this and you're saying cinematic and stuff, you know, we've all got COD campaign fatigue. Is it time that COD steps away from the World Wars and modern
Taking
military
itself
shooter,
seriously
taking itself seriously and doing like bad Robert Redford stories and doing like let's do a fucking fantasy thing with guns. Like let's do you're in more of a world at war.
Well,
Call of Duty World at War.
they did World at War.
Oh damn
It's
it.
kind of what zombies is a bit.
I was going to say
World.
they've done it with zombies,
Yeah.
and they're taking the year off with the thing. And really, like the campaign does not sell Call of Duty. And in fact, the campaign could be anything.
Yeah.
If there's just a campaign in there. So yeah, I would love to see something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy. God,
Amazing.
what a video games. So
Well, we the reason I picked this up is because we said like at the start of the week, you're like, have you seen that they're doing this? I was like, I have. I'm like, I have to just get in there and see what that feels like
Yeah.
to drop in as a giant ape stands on the top of the mountain. And yeah, it's adequately thrilling.
cool. There you go.
And then the other game I played is another primate game, I guess. Is a game called Gibbons, Tree Far from Tree.
Gibbons prime apes? I think they are an ape. They're still
Gibbons
apish.
Yeah, they're apish.
Google it.
I think a gibbon is a monkey.
I think
It's
so.
a monkey.
Possibly.
It's it's a lesser ape.
LS
Oh,
Ape, it's
that's
not great.
Small ape.
Not
Well,
great.
I think
great.
they're,
Not great.
I think they're great
Okay.
because gibbons are awesome, and if you've seen them at the zoo, they are wonderful, or in the wild maybe. But the thing that's amazing about them is that they can traverse trees with that like sort of just flukish kind of like amazing dexterity. And so I saw this as a mobile game. So
right.
it's been on mobile for a while. It's on Apple Arcade.
Oh, okay.
But I saw the developer tweet something about the making of the game and how they
You're the best.
Thanks to
how
your guest.
they'd set up the momentum and the swinging and everything. I was like, God, this looks gratifying to play in the way of an Alto's Odyssey or that sort of momentum-based perpetual.
Alto's Odyssey was the llama skiing game you played.
Correct, yeah. And there was Alto's Adventure and Alto's Odyssey. But a really kind of like calming, awesome, linking together the momentum. And so, yeah, this is a game where you play as a gibbon and you move across through the jungle. And it just come out on Switch today. So they ported it to Switch today. And in about a week, it'll come to PC. So I got a code to play it on PC and played through the whole adventure mode, which is just on about an hour long. So it is not a long campaign.
Oh, look at that swing.
And look, I will say, like, beautiful art design, really wonderful intention as a game.
Oh no.
There is a
The,
butt
the
coming.
butt
This is
is
the Raptor boyfriend quote on the box. And
Yeah,
this is
there's
gr-
a lot to love about
This game is perfect.
There's a
except-
lesser butt coming.
so it's just like I was like, I haven't even got to the butt, and
It's coming. It's coming though, right?
We know it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get there.
Okay.
Oh my lord, tonight.
Is this the butt?
It still has moments of really fun, like inertia and movement. But yeah, it is essentially okay. I'll start with the butt and I'll go backwards to the good stuff.
Yes.
It suffers, I think, a little bit from the realism of how a creature like this would move,
Yeah,
and it
right.
is not as gratifyingly gamey as I think it could be. Now that said,
That being said, look at the swing on this thing.
they do well. Like
Yeah.
if you see them in the wild, they're amazing at moving like this.
They cover a lot of ground.
And so the movement.
Have you seen a gibbon in the wild? There's no fucking way you have.
I've seen documentaries.
He means documentaries. I haven't seen one either, but I'm saying when you see them,
Yeah.
they do. They do.
When I swung with the
them
gibbons. Sorry, guys. I know we're doing the thing that you fucking hate, which is when people interrupt you all the time. But it is so much fun to do tonight.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry. Talk to us about the gibbons.
Well, it's a really simple game in terms of the controllers. Essentially, you hold one button to swing with your arms and another button to run or slide when you're moving down and like sliding down a branch or something like that. But it is kind of hard to link together in a way that feels like you're getting a lot of sideways momentum versus up and down.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the same kind of, apart from a few times where you'll grab a vine and do a full swing across the screen, it doesn't feel like a gratifying video game.
Yeah.
It feels like...
Do you stack it a lot and just hit the ground?
Not so much stack it, you just come to the bottom tree level and you just have to build up momentum to go up again and work your way down
so
from there.
It's not like it fully breaks the...
No, you can find yourself...
That I hate.
You can find yourself stuck on the ground and just running awkwardly, but it's very easy to pick up the momentum again and move up into the trees.
Yeah,
there is a little narrative that plays through of you and this partnered gibbon that can help you and that it sort of shadows you, and occasionally it comes down and helps you with an extra momentum flip and moves you through.
cool.
So
that's nice.
as the way it plays, it feels nice. It just doesn't feel, I guess, fun. And then that said, the game does open with a screen saying that, like, you know, this is based on what's happening currently out in the jungle. There's like deforestation.
I was about to say, where's the environmental message?
It's got
to be one.
It does have a strong environmental message in the sense that as you move through the world, there's less and less trees. You see the impact of man. It gets quite heartbreaking. There's some dramatic scenes that happen that involve the other monkey or the other ape and, you know, a little baby on its back and all that sort of stuff. That said, I don't think it goes hard enough really in that direction. I feel like by the end of the game, it just kind of goes, well, this is a pleasant little story that has some very not super realistic moments. It has moments that are almost a bit silly and cinematic in the way that the monkey or the apes escape certain situations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this doesn't feel like it's trying to tell me a real story of what's happening out there. It's an artistic interpretation of...
It should have pushed hard into the guilt factor and made you feel like
It should have done that, or it should have been...
gullied.
Or it should have been really fun and gratifying to play as like a momentum-based mobile or game that you come back to and say, I just love the feeling of this, because I didn't connect with it the way I thought I would when I saw a trailer. There is, when you finish the campaign, a liberation mode where you can move through, I think, an endless map, and you liberate other animals and they start following you along through, which I think is the kind of free-running mode.
Is the environment mostly the same, or is the environmental change that you...
It definitely changes. If we skip forward, this is the whole playthrough,
Deforestation
but
part or something.
yeah, if we even jump sort of a few chunks forward, you'll see that
see smoke.
it's...
He's pretty close
Swinging
to the
from
end of
buildings.
this
Yeah.
split.
Oh, maybe this only
Just
goes
running.
so far.
yeah.
But no, it does. You head into like towns and
Yeah, okay,
there's freeways, and the impact there is that you're seeing that and feeling it's harder to move through the environment the less and less there is.
Yeah.
But again, that's not much fun to play.
Yeah,
the
totally.
message is there, but I'm like, I now suck at it, and the momentum is still not quite there.
Is
So
the animation? Are you like? What are you controlling? Just grab,
when
release,
to
grab,
hold it,
release?
you're holding it and then release when you get near the
okay,
end of a
cool.
branch to kind of launch you off into the next part. So
There's a super flip.
yeah, there's little bits like that.
Just in the way that Webbed has these beautiful idle animations and just like things you're not controlling with that spider limbs going everywhere. It looks like this has a similar like
Totally.
just walking. The thing has so much character.
Every time they move or it cuts to a little cutscene, the way they're animated and they're running on their knuckles and they're like all with their arms above their head, and it's like it's cute, and it is also kind of like heartbreaking that you're like these little creatures are so. Well, as it gets further on, are really struggling. And so, yeah, the actual animation, the way it's been developed, I think is stunning. And the art and music are great. And that's what pulled me through the whole 1 hour. It's like, well, it's short enough that I need to get to the end of it. I would probably recommend it more on mobile, though. It definitely plays well. But
And it's on Apple Arcade, you said.
It's on Apple Arcade currently. And and there's some nice messaging near the end of it as well. But
And it's out on Switch now, and it's coming to PC next week.
On the 18th.
The Switch Indie Showcase, I mentioned this to you guys before we started the show, but like, it was so good last night. They announced so much stuff that is laser focused to this room. I feel like there are multiple games overnight that they were like, Back Pocket will love these games. And I think that's what they were thinking when they put it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A couple of Aussie games as well.
Yeah.
In a global setting. So
Some
it's
cool card games and some cool fucked up shit.
awesome. Yeah.
And there's other things.
Totally. Yeah, you're right. There was some really like adult indie stuff, which you don't always see from Nintendo. They often stay safe with their like showcases of going like, we're family friendly all the time.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Pete, round us out, close us out, finish us off.
I will finish you off after the show. But following Gus's Gibbon game, a mobile game now on the Switch, I played a similar thing. I played Mini Motorways, which was announced in the Indie Showcase as launching on the Switch
And was it
later
Apple
today,
Arcade?
and absolutely it was, and I played it on the Switch this morning. It is by the developers of
Mini Metro?
Mini Metro.
Yep.
The similar kind of vector graphic stuff where you're designing a metro, so an underground railway system for a city. This, you're building roads for a city. And you've got destinations popping up randomly around the map, and you need to connect the people who, and it indicates that the orange cars want to get to the orange building because they live or work there or whatever. Well, they work or go to school there or whatever. So you get objectives to connect the colors together and create efficient systems for the city to work. It is really simple in its design, really elegant. It's lovely watching it play out. Within a few minutes, you've got quite a bustling city, and you start to encounter problems of like, I'm short on road, or I have been building this thing, and this new random building is difficult to connect to my current system. And then you'll find a problem, and you'll solve a problem with a roundabout, or you'll every time you solve. Every week that passes, so there's a clock up the top and it's days ticking through. Every week that passes, you get an option of, you get two choices. You get a bunch more road that you can build, and two kind of like really helpful things. Might be a motorway, which you can connect drives over the top of everything, or a roundabout, which there's one in the top middle of this person's map that helps kind of create flowing traffic. It's a really kind of like, you would think it would be a little bit meditative, but it gets serious.
It gets incredibly stressful.
It gets very serious.
It starts off meditative.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely,
it's like you go on a journey each time of like, oh, this is so chill. This is totally what I need right now. 10 minutes later, like, this is worse than my actual life.
I played a lot of this on mobile, and I remember, meditative games often have a very calming soundtrack that's like minimal notes, and the sound design is often really like clicky and poppy, and you're like, this feels good. And every map I remember of this starts that way, but because you're actively hearing the vehicles and the sound of the city growing, by the time you get to the end, and if it's anything like it was when it was
Stress.
like on mobile, it's like you don't you don't win a level. You just keep going, don't you?
You go until you fail.
It's a score chaser.
yeah.
So there will be a point where it is just like beep, 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 and you're like, this isn't meditative. I'm stressing out like I'm in peak hour traffic.
is freaking out.
What was that one that like early app game that you just had to land planes, but there was multiple planes coming in?
Flight control.
Flight control.
Flight control.
Totally is
It's
that.
not-
God, how good
was
was
your
It's
original
flight
not mobile
control?
anymore. I looked it up the other day. I was like, I feel like
Really?
playing that, and it's not. It was an Aussie developer.
It was.
and yeah,
That
it's-
was the exact prime example of that, where you're just kind of guiding planes
Starts
into the
calmly.
right spot. And
But I do
it's
love
like
in
more
this
and more
that-
planes coming. You're like, oh,
in
no.
this when it gets
oh
to the
no.
end and the cars are all still beeping, you can still hear a piano in the back going bling, 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 and you're like, shut up! There's just yeah.
So yeah, you can see if for everyone who hasn't played it, because this has been out a couple of years on mobile devices. Can see the blue building has 2 kind of nodes on it. Both of those blue buildings do. They're things that get collected by the blue cars when they arrive, and then they take them home. You've got a meter up the top right saying how many of those things you've collected, so how much successful flow of traffic you've achieved, cars reaching their desired destination and getting back home. And yeah, when you have an inefficient system, those things bank up really quickly. Here you can see roundabout and bridge. Bridges obviously let you cross water. Once you use it, it's done. You don't have the ability to build bridges when you select that. You have the ability to build one bridge. And you probably want to pick it because it's going to throw some random building on the other side of a river. Though I don't know if it does that because you pick the bridge.
It always
or
felt
not.
random things just
Yeah.
popped up. You're playing on Switch. I love that this is on touchscreen. Are you playing with a cursor? Like, are you moving a little clicker around, or are you using touchscreen?
You can do
Can
both.
it? Sorry, yeah.
You can do both.
Okay.
I tried both. The Switch's touchscreen, I think, is way worse than a
totally.
mobile phone. So I ended up using the thumbstick for most of it, and
Okay.
it feels nice.
Yeah, okay.
You like thumbstick around the cursor around, and this person's playing on PC by the look of it.
Yep.
And you drag your lines through by holding build or holding delete and sliding back across.
Is that I actually remember the touchscreen
accurate, yeah.
feeling a little inaccurate. Back
right.
in the day, I was always kind of like, no, the road needs to be just that one, and I wouldn't ever quite get it. So that might feel better actually with a thumbstick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it didn't. I never felt hampered by the controls at all.
Okay.
And I was playing handheld. This would look amazing on a massive television. I'm sure it scales up really nicely. So
It's a great game. It's
yeah,
such a good game.
Very
Love it.
cool. And the other thing, the thing that I've actually been playing all week is Halo.
There it is.
I have played enough Halo at the start of season 2 that I was like, I'm going to jump back into ranked and start the grind again. And I've been grinding, and it's fucking awesome.
What have you got?
It doesn't sound awesome.
No, it sounds very much the same as
When-
season 1.
When I walk
Oh, yeah,
past
yeah,
his
it
room,
is-
it
it is the
doesn't
same.
sound awesome.
It's this is the new map. This is Catalyst. It has turned out to be really cool.
Oh, good.
The design is great. It's better for objective modes than Slayer. Slayer feels a bit stale-matey. It feels like it's pretty similar with most Halo maps, but this one in particular feels like you're just throwing yourself out into danger to create some action, as opposed to, in ranked when people are playing seriously, you have to get into harm's way
Yes.
to start engagements, as
Yep.
opposed to the map generates engagements. And obviously that's not really what you're doing in Slayer, but it is what you're doing in objectives, where you are pushing for an objective.
Yep.
Capture the flag on this is really, really cool. And
Is this the one you were mentioning last week that is similar to an older Halo map that has like the 3 lanes in the middle section?
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
your
yeah,
cool
there's-
sight lines thing.
Yeah, there's 2 wings that are 3 layers high, and there's
Yeah,
a big
right.
bridge over the top middle, and a big bridge under, running like perpendicular across the map. It's a really cool map, and yeah, I've been playing ranked in Australia, which means like it's dead throughout the day. It's pretty busy at night, but I'm playing against people like Barcode, who are the best players in Australia, who get flown across to. So when I team up with Barcode, I'm like, free win. But when I'm playing against him, it's like, okay, this is fucking hard. And I'm in no way as good as them. But if my team is good and he's got a bad team with him, I've beaten him a couple of times just because the
that
team
Barcode.
has been better than his team. And it's a very team game. The gun freeze is a really big issue right now.
no,
It's
that's
still-
still
they-
a thing.
Yeah, they haven't patched it yet.
Wow.
Really?
They haven't patched it yet.
Wow.
So it
What
is-
Do you reckon
hell?
it's just a dumpster fire there at the moment as they're trying to find the way?
It has to be because
Yeah.
that's a huge problem,
Yeah.
and to have not figured out how to patch that out.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
How often would you? How many times in like a 2-hour session would you say?
Oh,
you
it's really
encounter it?
consistent. It's really consistent.
Like like at least once a match.
Yeah. Easily once a match.
Oh my
and
God.
And typically not more than once in a firefight. But if an engagement happens over the course of 60 seconds, it's probably going to happen once or twice.
And so, sorry, you may have covered this last week. What happens when it jams? You need to let go of the trigger and re-pull, or
Well, the gun has a cadence of feeding bullets
Yeah.
out, and you're pulling the trigger to that cadence.
Yep.
And sometimes you'll pull the trigger too quickly, or it's not registering a pull, and so you are just completely off. It just doesn't fire.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't cost you time, except for the fact that you're not going dun 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 dun. You're going
Yeah.
boom 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 boom, and the third one it didn't shoot. So the fourth one is now. You might have been able to fire it quicker, but
Yeah.
you can't because you're not shooting like that. That's not how you fire. So it's really like just a disaster. But it's a disaster for everyone, so it's
say,
still an
everyone's
even
suffering the
playing
same
ground.
thing,
It's like
so-
sometimes you'll be in a firefight and it's devastating that you're like, I lost that because of that, and I know that I've won some because of it.
Yeah.
So
Still just doesn't feel good regardless on either end.
no,
So.
there are so many concessions being made in every part of Halo right now, but particularly in ranked, of just going like, okay, I guess this is what we're all dealing with right now, but we're, so addicted to it that we want to keep, we want to play, so we're going to keep playing. And yeah, it's just in the same way that winning Dota is like one of the most satisfying things in the world. Doesn't matter how skilled you are. I still feel the same every time I win a Halo match. It's the
It
best.
doesn't matter how I got there. It's the win.
It's the best.
Still
It's just the
feels-
best feeling, and it feels so collaborative. It feels like the team won, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, team! That was sick." So I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing forever.
Sure.
I'll talk about it next week. I'll find some other way to spin talking about Halo for you guys next week.
Where's your card?
Maybe they'll
Where's your animated intro card for this? He won't shut up about Halo.
It's Halo again.
yeah, maybe they'll introduce a Godzilla mode for you so that you can
There you go.
Yeah.
find a new reason.
Yeah. They probably should not put any new features into the game. Fix the ones that are currently in it, and then Godzilla in a year or two.
I know you guys hate the fact that the gun isn't firing, but we added Godzilla.
You talk about Clippy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
come on, that was the whole thing.
Was it
Because
dangling
actually,
on that?
we were all being polite. You were like, "I figured out a new way to talk about it." You hadn't. It was exactly
Get to
basically
Clippy.
the
I
same
was
conversation
saving
as
it for
last
next
time.
week.
He's got nothing
No,
for
it's,
next week.
one of the gun charms is Clippy. Clippy has returned in a Microsoft
So good.
product.
It's so good.
It's very cute.
Is it
but it is
also-
like you buy it.
Is it also a voice for the AI? But
Nah,
it's
it's
talk.
not-
It
it's
just
not one
comes
of
up at the
those.
bottom.
Should be
and
There is
like,
a new
hold it.
there is a new AI voice this season,
Yep.
and it is attached to the little nugget of narrative that they gave us,
Oh, the wolf.
which is the
AI.
Lone Wolves thing. Is that they, it's really kind of like it leaves you wanting more. Would be the nice way of saying it. It's really short. This trailer that sets up that the Lone Wolves, deep reconnaissance Spartans, found an AI developed by the Banished. So it is a banished AI that behaves like one of them, which is cool. And you get it like halfway through the battle pass.
He's shouty and screamy and kind of like erratic and that kind of thing.
Probably too much. I don't know that I want to deal with it. But it's interesting watching people.
Clippy would have been a great AI. Like that's what Clippy is. Clippy pops up and helps you, and that's what
It has no
Yeah,
voice,
no.
famously. So
Clippy walked so Cortana could run.
Awesome.
hey, it looks like you're running riot.
Would you like to spell check that? Yeah.
Good. All right, so those are the video games we played this week. Some bangers. We spoke about We Were Here Forever, Raptor Boyfriend, COD Warzone, Gibbon Beyond the Trees, Trek to Yomi, Not for Broadcast, Citizen Sleeper, Halo Infinite, and Mini Motorways. It's a lot of video games. We'll be back with no more video games after this short break.
Shenanigans
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Stop it. Shenanigans. Stop pushing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Shenanigans. 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 Stop it. Stop. Stop it. 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 Most shenanigans. 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 Bullshit. It's bullshit.
What'd you get? Rabbit food. Again? I think mine's still growing. What about you?
Cat food.
You blokes want anything from the shops?
Bloody ripper. Bloody unreal. Oh, what the f is that? Oh, Struth, this tastes like John Howard's dick. And I know. I just threw up in my mouth. I think it tasted better. Where's that cat food? Maybe that'll taste better.
Oh, this is in worse taste than Academy Award-winning actress Scarlett Johansson playing an Asian woman.
Oh, where the f did these come from?
EvilSpyBoy, the worst Australian taste.
Scotty, come on, come here. Scotty. Come here. Oh, good girl.
Thanks for the subs, Nicrotex. I'm glad that I had to literally get f***ing naked for you to pay attention to me. Welcome back to the show, and a very big thank you to VegaBus and Padraig there for the words from our sponsors, and of course the EvilSpyBoy, EvilSpyBoy commercial to a divorce performance from yourself and Gus.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah,
I'm always peeing in the commercials, and I miss them.
it's true.
What was the other one that I missed? Was there another one?
Yeah, you would have missed.
Recently.
Yeah, well, what was the last one we did?
The Matt Damon crypto one
crypto
for
one.
Toxic
Oh, no,
Hog.
I saw that.
Dog Army.
Yeah.
Jep.
I haven't seen Jet.
There you go. Maybe you should take your phone in and
Keep watching on Twitch.
no. That's what blokes do. That's why we're in there for 45 minutes. All right. Speaking of
45 minutes. That's how long you won't need to spend any longer than that on Dream PC, because it's such a perfect website to build your own custom computer.
there it is.
Wow.
If you dream about spending less than 45 minutes ordering a computer, then head to Dream PC, because if you dream for less than 45 minutes, they will build it in, I don't know, I don't want to make a time promise.
18.
Yeah, however long it takes for them to build and ship your computer. They've got an easy to configure website so you can build the PC of your dreams. Bespoke systems that are built to order, authorized Australian market parts seller, and they have the live updates via the build tracker. So even if you're on the toilet doing a whiz bomb, you know exactly what's happening with your PC. Head to go.dreampc.com.au/backpocket and build the PC of your dreams. Thank you very much to Dream PC for supporting the show and for joining us in the town hall last week and giving us some much needed feedback, which
great,
basically,
wasn't it?
drilled down to stop making every fucking segment start with back or pocket. I think it was a good point.
We do like puns.
A fair
like
criticism.
puns.
Fair criticism. Speaking of critiquing things, I think it's time that we critique the artistic skills of one of the best friends in the building with a little PockArt. I went to neg him and then I decided not to. I was like,
That's so
he is
funny.
best friend.
I love that you
Best
tried to
friend.
U-turn from saying something horrible and you ended up with one of the best friends in the building.
Yep.
What a genuine compliment that felt like.
Welcome to PockArt, ladies and gentlemen, where if you pocket, we art it.
We draw it. We haven't done this in a while.
We have not done this in a very long time, but I'll tell you what, we're going to start off with Boxy, who is apparently in chat.
Excellent.
And so Boxy could technically call in, and while we're waiting for Boxy to call in, I do have a recording from BuriBuri saying dope.
Look here, you piece of shit.
Fuck!
Oh, nice.
Well done, she got me. Well done, BuriBuri. A round of applause for BuriBuri, ladies and gentlemen.
Good.
Okay, so if we have a Boxy, all you need to do is jump into the on-hold channel.
That could have been anything.
Well, I trust her because she's the one who
trust her
gets
too.
furious whenever we break copyright law or something. So it's not like she's going to say something awful.
True.
Is Boxy... Oh, Boxy's in on hold. Do you want me to drag him in?
Yeah, drag him in.
Boxy, you're coming in. Mute the show. Unmute your microphone now. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm going all right. How are you?
Oh my God, you don't sound at all like I expected you to. But
You
I
don't
think
sound like you're in a box at all.
Yeah. I think I expect you to sound like Pete in a Bunnings commercial. That's how I expect you to sound.
Funny that I do actually work in a warehouse.
Oh, there you go.
It's perfect.
There you go.
Now, I do want to start off by apologizing that it's taken so long to get to your art, but as a reward, Gus is going to make sure this is the best one yet.
Cool.
Perfect.
Way better than all the others. For
There it is.
sure.
You
Guaranteed.
would expect nothing less from one of the best friends in the building.
Now, one of the best friends in the building. Now, Boxy, I'm just going to go through the little bio that you filled out to just start us off, and then we'll ask you some questions. You can add anything. So, Boxy, you're in your mid-30s. You work in transport admin. You describe yourself as an enthusiastic hobby starter. Does that mean you're not an enthusiastic hobby finisher?
Yeah, most of my hobbies, after a couple of months, do peter off.
Okay.
Peter off.
Peter off. Gus, if you could draw a fickle box, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
This is why we stopped doing this.
Well, it could be a box with a lot of can you tell us some of the hobbies that you've started and not completed?
I at the moment have a beehive at home, and so on occasions brew my own cider and beer.
So
Amazing.
beekeeping and brewing.
I'll tell you what an apiary is.
Ooh.
It's a fucking box.
There you go.
True.
But you could be making mead.
That is one of the ideas.
Yes.
What she's saying is you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Can't hear it.
Though, is there potentially something in? I'm thinking like, so you've got all these hobbies that you start and don't finish. There's that classic Simpsons scene where the Homer speech, and Gus, you'll remember it better than I do, but it's about like not quitting, and then he opens the cupboard and throws it in there with like a guitar and all these things, and a black belt and stuff. It's all these things that he's given up.
Yeah.
So the Boxwell box is maybe full of memorabilia of all the things that you've...
So he's not a box, he has a box? Or is he a box and he keeps things in boxes, which is really messing up?
I think he should be a box, and the box is representative of his brain, which is filled with unrequited and unfinished hobbies.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, maybe, Boxy, and I don't want to get too personal, but potentially love affairs and relationships that you've started and discarded?
So what were
not.
some of the things? Like
beekeeping.
Oh, shit.
Brewing. What other hobbies have you got? I've got reading you're interested in. Video games, I assume.
Yeah, no, I'm a very big reader. I started with Lord of the Rings when it first came out on the movies, and I made a deal with my family. I'd finished the Fellowship before the Two Towers came out, and they were shocked 3 months later when I actually asked for the Two Towers book.
Nice.
That's
I think,
awesome.
I think.
It says here as well you do an amazing Gollum impression.
Oh shit!
Do it.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Well
that
done.
was good.
That's good. So
Can we get a Golem in there as well, maybe?
I reckon. Well,
maybe get a talented tongue.
a what?
Well, that's what you need to use for impressions. Maybe it's all in the cheeks. Do you have any? Have you taken up woodworking? Any sort of forest-based activities?
I just want to quickly interrupt because Tupop Shaquille came in and corrected the stream title of An Art, and Tupop Shaquille must be quite young because they're not familiar with the classic meme "trolling is a art," and they've corrected the grammar of the gaming is
I'm
art.
also not.
Really?
familiar with that meme.
Maybe they're
You
maybe
just
they're
make
very
us look
old.
Like we can't spell.
No, I've made it look like we're hip and in with the
No.
internet.
Yeah.
Get with internet culture, Stephanie.
How old does that mean?
I think you'll find you enjoy the internet.
How old does that mean?
I mean, it's probably like 04, 05 era.
Shit. Was the internet even around then?
Yeah. You would dial into it.
04? Ironically, the youngest person here is aging us the worst.
I know. But he's like a 45-year-old man trapped in a younger man's body.
45 if you're being generous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Boxy.
Oh, wow. Golem with a
So
box head. This
that's
is amazing.
good.
That's
I like
cool.
it.
I love it.
Although, Gus, I'm going to say, it looks a little bit, and I know you'll fix it in post,
No, it's
looks
all
a
good.
little bit like Schmeagol joined the KKK. So let's just avoid that.
All right, let's put proper eyes on.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, gardening, I think, Boxy, you also said was something that you had gone into?
Yeah, I do. We have a couple of garden beds at home where we try to grow things, and inevitably they just go wild and eventually die.
Okay, cool. So he should be in a dead forest.
But surrounded by like flat, expired zucchini or something.
Yeah,
What
good.
are the veggies you're after? What were you trying to grow?
Tomato, pumpkin,
Yep.
rhubarb, and any beans.
You tried to grow rhubarb?
Yeah.
Can it be done?
Can I?
Did you say figs as well?
No, I said beans. So climbing beans. They always die on us.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking
Beans beats beats.
Figs are so expensive.
Oh, figs are very
I'd love to have a fig tree, but I think the birds would eat them.
You should grow truffles. Why? What were you planning on doing with all the rhubarb?
You can cook it with apples and make a rhubarb and apple pie, or just have it as rhubarb and apple with ice cream.
No, 100%. Like
Those are the two
having a
dishes
lot of
that
that.
I would have thought of as well.
yeah. My concern is you will have either abundance of dead rhubarb or an abundance of rhubarb and apple pie. And it's like you have to make a choice between those two things. But pie is the greatest meal on the planet.
Absolutely.
But also, if you eat it enough, I have a specific wooden taco holder, and when I bought it, my friend was like, "How many tacos are you eating that you need a specific tray?" I'm like, "We have tacos once a week," and he was like, "Oh, okay."
There you go.
So
Yeah,
you know,
you could have pie once a
if
week.
it's specific to
pie
your
once a week.
life.
Yep. Do it.
And also
it.
rhubarb, slice it up nice and thin. It goes in any salad. It does.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It does.
I just never trust your food takes anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Good. I like what's going on here. So there's lots of dead veggies. He's on the little rock. He's holding a piece of rhubarb pie.
Yeah, I know it looks like cake at the moment, but I can fix that in post.
You'll fix it in post.
And he's a little
Great.
trowel for all these dead plants that are all over there, which I assume is what rhubarb looks like. Give me one or two more things. We can squeeze them in there.
Any other hobbies you have abandoned to the wayside?
As if Bell. As if rhubarb's not uncommon in salad.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Not in my
No,
household.
Hobbies I've had recently.
Sorry, say that again?
No, I've pretty much said all the hobbies I have at the moment.
Okay,
right.
Cool.
So then we'll just. So the other thing you mentioned in your survey thing was that you live in the Dust Bowl of Sydney. So when it rains, your yard turns into a causeway. So I
Yes.
think it's appropriate the water that you've got there, Gus.
Yep.
Is there anything else significant about where you live, what you do for work that you might want incorporated in this?
I work, as I said in the survey, I work in logistics, specifically with electronic components. So you think anything that breaks, you take it to a repair place. The repair place will ask us for the parts.
So are you responsible for the chip shortage?
Like that.
Yeah,
Guilty love.
Yeah, the service admin transport people love that kind of shit.
You could do some circuit board stuff maybe in the background, Gus.
Yep. Yep.
You could have a do you work in the admin side or do you work in the warehouse? Like, are you driving forklifts and stuff?
No, I don't drive the forklifts. I am the team leader for the warehouse stuff.
Impressive. Okay, cool.
Wait, so logistics and I'm thinking a headset or something that makes you look like a little lanyard, like something that makes them look
Yeah.
at the same time.
What's the most annoying piece of like office bullshit that you need to put up with? Is there a lot of security and you have to always have your ID badge on or something like that?
Security at my warehouse, because our warehouse is split in between two buildings. When we leave our warehouse, we have to get scanned out. Then we have to walk through the breezeway and out through the other warehouse and have to get scanned again.
It's bullshit.
Even though we've already clocked off work.
That's ridiculous. Okay, so you live in a prison state. You definitely put a lanyard on that guy. What's happening in the background here?
Well, these were the two warehouses that he's got to move between.
Good.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And there should be cops standing out the front. Both of them.
Tiny cops.
Cops. You'll fix that
With boxes for heads.
Yeah, with boxes for heads.
Each with more items in there.
They all wear the one ring around their necks.
Gus, again, I assume you'll fix the post. It does look like he smells, but I assume those are bees.
They are bees with the as an apiarist, but it is hard to distinguish bees. The thing that would tell you these are flies, Nick, is if there were stink lines. If you had a couple of these coming off there,
that's true.
Now you've got yourself some flies, but we will not be doing that. These are bumblebees that will look adorable when this gets finished up. We've got Warehouse A, and was it Warehouse A and B or Warehouse 1 and 2? Or should it be Warehouse A and Warehouse 2? Confused? I've lost him.
It's Warehouse 1 and Warehouse 2.
Warehouse 1 and Warehouse 2. I think we're nearly there with this. I feel like, is there anything else from your life that you feel like you need incorporated in this? Other than the fact that you are a horrific monster with a box for a head.
If you could have a cat hiding somewhere in there, that'd be great too.
Now, do you still love the cat? Because if you don't love the cat anymore, we got to put it in the box.
Yeah.
No, he's a loved pet at our house.
Yeah.
Is your precious.
Yeah.
Make sure you send us a DM on Discord or something with a photo of kitty cat so we can match it up.
Yeah.
And also a box if you have one that you want to reference.
That I can find. I think I'll be okay. And
Cute.
there we go as well. Beautiful.
Love it.
I feel like that is everything we can contain into one of these, but I love it.
Love that.
Is this what you imagine it would look like 15 minutes ago?
No, but it's great as is.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry it took so long for us to get to your logos, but we are working our way through the very end of them, and these are going to be the most special because Gus has had the most practice. Also, thank you so much for your support of the show, man. Like, it means so much, and we have loved having you as a part of the show, and your commercial is personally one of my favorite ones that we made. So.
Yeah, I love my dad.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Okay, thanks, mate. Gus will send you this on. Do you send it on Patreon or Discord?
Both. I'll finish this up, color it up, box it up for you, and you'll find it on both those platforms. So I'll send it across.
Cool. Thanks for that.
No worries. Thank you, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Bye, Boxy.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Quite terrifying.
I love it. I would not have thought to do it like that. It's awesome.
Perfect.
These, as you remember from the last ones when we started, it was one concept drawn, and then as these progressed, and I haven't done them for so long, we now fit as much as we can into everyone's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reference in every corner.
Yep, exactly. So love it.
So next person is Max Jazz Games.
Ooh, Kung Pooby.
Max Jazz Games.
Maybe
Kung
we can
Pooby.
make the key art for the next game.
Oh, that's good.
Kung Tubi.
Kung Tubi. That's what it should be. Max Jazz, if you are watching right now, jump into on hold, but I don't think you are because you're a traitor. But I do have your. I keep saying survey. What do I mean? Questionnaire.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not going to read out your full name, but you've got a great name. Is that a great name?
Maximum Jazzworth.
Gosh.
I want to read it out. You sound like a Fallout character.
That's my favorite first name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we were going
Peter.
to name Banjo that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we could say the first one, Jasper. We were going to name Banjo Jasper, but we
'Cause
knew
of
a
David
Jasper.
Bowie.
It was like, oh, we can't do that. We can't have two Jaspers.
David Bowie?
That's Jareth.
Oh, no. Then who's Jasper? Just a cool name?
Jasper is a stone.
Oh, okay.
It's a type of mineral.
It's also a human being.
It's a great name. I love it. I think it's awesome.
Good. So that's where jazz comes from. Do you have an idea for your logo already? Which was a question I believe I added at the second round of the questionnaire, which was definitely a helpful thing. An MMO theme crossed with Mortal Kombat, specifically Scorpion.
Oh, the Kung Pooby character's throwing us.
Is that where the Kung Pooby hat came from?
Well, that's a
Probably.
Raiden hat, isn't it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
they do wear that. They've got to be incorporated in some manner, so that's why I've just quickly sketched
Okay,
up
good.
the little Kung Pooby mascot.
Jazz is a field service technician, describes himself as quiet, observant, and a thinker.
Ooh.
Hello.
Love that.
What was that first bit? So a Mortal Kombat reference with Scorpion?
MMO
And-
with Mortal Kombat Scorpion.
Yeah.
So just have a Mortal...
Maybe a quest giver with a little exclamation mark or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or a Scorpion's trying to log into a server that's full.
Yeah.
Waiting.
In the queue. Yeah.
In a queue.
There's just a giant, like, there's the giant gates, the World of Warcraft gate that had the you are number 10,684.
Yeah. Amazing.
Okay, I have an idea for this, but I don't know how I'm going to draw it in this amount of time. Is it a queue of scorpions lining up to get into an MMO, and there's some reference to someone pointing to a space in the line saying,
Get over here.
I like that.
Get over here, where
Get
you
over
check
here.
in.
Yeah.
and they're
You figure that out. I'll finish this off. What's the best and worst part of where you live? Best part, I have a big house.
Oh my goodness, flaunting. That's the triple barrel name for you.
Worst part, cleaning my big house.
Yeah, okay.
Interests in MMOs and fighting games, health and fitness, techie stuff, art and illustrations, and cosplay. Twist there at the end, which I assume is the Scorpion thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
In fact, I know it's the Scorpion thing because I've seen a picture of him and he's dressed up as Scorpion. So that makes
Nice.
sense. Fears. Drowning.
Oh.
That's a bad one.
Yeah.
that's a bad one.
Though they say it's very peaceful after the sheer terror.
No,
I think
Michael
it's- I think
Caine
it's-
was lying, remember?
I'm pretty sure it's a really painful, awful way to die.
Yeah, Michael Caine was lying. He said
Your lungs filling up with water? No, thank you.
I'd prefer them to fill up with water than lava.
No, because the lava
In
would
the
just,
ways that you can die.
the lava would just would burn everything really quickly. But
Not if it was like cooling lava. Like it wasn't so hot that it was going
it's
to...
really specific.
Yeah. But we're being specific here, aren't we?
what's the Michael Caine quote from The Prestige about drowning? Because he lies and he says it's like I knew someone who nearly drowned.
What are you like surprised by cooling lava?
It's
Lava
like going
cools. It does. On the surface.
There he is. Take a minute to consider your achievement. I once told you about a sailor who drowned. Yes, he said it was like going home. I lied. He said it was agony. So there you go. So it's I'm just saying it's a well-justified fear.
Good movie.
Great movie. What?
Fiction.
What? What?
Unless Michael Caine has actually drowned and come back from the death.
Drowning.
I don't believe it.
Drowning is only peaceful at the end. When your
so is every
filling
death.
up with water.
When you're dead.
No,
when your lungs are filling up with
water,
it burns your whole body.
Yeah, it'd be
that's
awful.
no way to
Yeah,
go.
but it's a better burn than fire.
Nah. Because
Burning your hand on a hot pan
magma is so hot that
magma is so it's cooling lava.
it would burn you so quickly the death would be quick. But
Liquid hot
a drowning
magma.
death would be relatively slow.
So two things. One, Eto online. Pete yelling alone on a couch is the best thing we've ever done. But I will say, normally you're pretty bang on. Like you're an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
You generally have your head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like I'm the crazy one, the cool one. That's Gus. And you are the guy that is actually like, we listen to Pete. Tonight, between drowning doesn't hurt and
your
rhubarb
rhubarb
and
salad.
salads,
I'm just trying to find ways for the poor man to eat his rhubarb. He's got a lot of rhubarb.
No, he doesn't.
Imagine drowning in rhubarb juice.
It's
he
all
failed
dead.
He failed to grow the rhubarb.
Imagine drowning in rhubarb juice.
What a way to go!
It'd be sweet and
Sweet and painful.
yeah.
I don't think it is sweet. I don't think rhubarb is sweet.
Yeah, it isn't, is it? It's just all the
It's
sugar.
like
It's all the sugar in the pie. It's all the sugar in the
apple.
pie.
It's like you have to add sugar in it to make it pleasant.
So it's two things. One, let the man have a win.
Yeah, anyone.
Second, we're over here having the fucking time of our lives, and Gus is drawing 4,000 scorpions. Like, I looked up and the logo's done.
It burns. I lied.
It burns, I lied. Amazing. Okay, so
This is a mess of a logo at the moment.
So weird facts about himself.
I will allow.
But can I throw these out there from everything we've learned so far?
God, fuck.
What if all the scorpions are lining up to get into the Mortal Kombat MMO?
Yep.
And poor Kung Pooby is representing Max Jazz here, and is not invited to go into the MMO because they're cleaning this queue area because they have to clean and they hate cleaning.
Oh yeah, because they hate cleaning his bigger house.
Yeah. So they're trying to clean up all the lava that person's melting in.
But I love
That's
it.
Michael Caine.
I love
Michael
like
Caine's
I think you
brilliant.
need to don't erase that. That needs to be there because that is the most pure organic thing that's happened
Yeah.
in this. And I'll double check that Max Jazz is still not there, so we can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever.
Weird facts about yourself. Quote, I have never seen snow.
Yeah, that's not abnormal in Australia. I would say.
That's what Kit Carnage is on the money. I think it should just be a scorpion with a question mark to denote the MMO. I think that's easier and makes more sense.
Agreed.
Now we have nothing.
That's true. No, we still got Michael Caine burning in lava.
That's not on the
No,
thing.
rhubarb juice.
It's not on the form.
It is
That doesn't
now.
matter.
Make it rhubarb
now.
juice.
It's part of his dynasty.
Say it burns and it's tart.
No, it should be. Oh wait. Well, you said it's tart. I lied because you said
Yeah,
it was
it's sweet. I lied.
Yeah. That's what it
It's
should
tart.
be.
I lied. It's tart. I
Yeah.
lied.
But I lied.
This is used in salads.
This is used in salad.
We'll come back to the speech bubble. So there's a quest giver of
This
Scorpion.
show that we make.
I don't understand. Yeah.
It's going well, I think.
Would we go?
Best show yet?
Would we call it a show?
So other things he's interested in: Path of Exile, MMA, boxing, and Mortal Kombat.
Can we try and pronounce Geety Fave? Geety Fave?
Geety Fave.
Geety Fave.
Giddy Fave?
Love your show. Having a good time.
Welcome.
So we're doing something right.
This
Yeah,
is
we're
it.
having a blast.
Rhubarb forever.
I'll tell you what's not right. I'm going to distract for a second while Gus figures out the logo and continues.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Now,
for you
first-
guys to suggest the thing.
Now, first of all,
This is great, Gus. You're doing great.
I look amazing in this jacket.
You look sick as shit.
This is a great jacket.
Yeah.
I look dope. The problem with it is it's so warm.
No, well that's.
But you can't take it off because you're wearing a boring fucking
And
shirt.
I know, and then I take it off and like I'm going against brand because what I'm wearing is something that actually looks really good with the jacket. But so I guess I'm saying like I took it off before and then I put it back on because I was like, no, I want to look dope as fuck. But I think I need to take it off again, and I hope that the audience forgives me that I'm not wearing a cool jacket.
It's such a cool jacket, but it's hard to rock a cool jacket in this country.
I'll tell you what you can
unless
wear.
You live where I live.
Yeah. We should do the show at your place. Save your trip.
I would love that.
You got good internet.
We got a whole downstairs area. We could turn into a studio.
We could do that. We could do 1 week of shows from each of our houses,
Oh yeah.
except for mine.
Oh.
Throw this over open.
Oh. Now we're cooking with rhubarb juice.
Now that's sweet.
Okay, you guys figure out the logo.
Yeah. So, we've got a Mortal Kombat MMO. Kung Pooby is mopping up the rhubarb juice that Michael Caine is drowning in. You're still very much on camera, Nick, and you know you're aware. You're aware.
How are you? Oh right. I was like, how is there a camera back there?
Yeah. I mean, I think let's continue through the list because we've got 3 great.
Finish the list.
Oh, we did.
Now you look like. Now you look like a very specific American sitcom character,
You're David Spade in anything he's in.
Yeah, or Kevin James in anything that he's in.
Yeah. Everyone else is wearing a suit and tie, and here's the fun character.
Like you look when you wore that shirt without anything and without the hat and all that kind of
Without
stuff.
anything.
You looked like crazy uncle on holiday.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas you look like someone seedy who makes like bad jokes about women.
It's the cat. It's the cat.
Hi, I'm Nick. Actually, I'm Nick 10 years ago.
Home brand Ace Ventura.
Nick just walked out of the set from Saved by the Bell. Yes.
Yes.
I'm Screech. I'm Screech.
You're Screech.
I'm
Holy
fucking
shit.
Screech. Who ended up making porn.
Good on him.
Yeah, I think he directed porn. Or was
The
it
actor
porn?
or
the actor?
That's how the character developed.
No. that was Saved by the Bell too.
Yeah.
Pulling on the big bells. Okay. What do we got?
What do we got? Get over here. That's perfect.
And clean this place.
Get over here.
What else is in the survey? What can we draw from?
MMOs. Never seen snow.
Yeah, the snow is inside the rest of the fantasy world.
Maybe
Because you were
it's
drawing
like
a mountain in the background with snow on it, right?
I was, but I was trying to work out the layout of this, which I think we hero Kung Pooby is cleaning up as the main character in the middle of it. We've got Scorpion in the background, but then Michael Caine drowning. I don't know where that came from again, but that's there. And then like some more elements in the background to show off the fantasy world and the
They're
snow.
from the Gold Coast, Australia, if that helps. We could do some kind of skyline,
Yep.
beach skyline.
Yeah.
Maybe a casino and a line of male strippers in the background.
This is doable.
This is doable.
They enjoy MMA and boxing as a sport.
Ding, ding, ding.
And somebody should be holding it. Oh no,
There should be a sign saying that the snowfield is on the other side of the mountain and no snow on this side because I haven't seen the snow.
Yep,
That's true.
More signage.
Great snow ahead. Great snow just over the crest.
Most of these logos should just be text.
Yeah.
Everything should have a speech bubble.
Snow is this way.
I feel like the MMO part is the thing we haven't nailed.
We've got the question mark quest giver.
Yeah, that's a classic MMO, dude.
No, I know that's a classic game, but it's like his whole thing was an MMO cross with Mortal Kombat, and we've got the quest giver, but it's a bit like I don't know, like
Maybe one of those like classic Warcraft flying mounts, like landing down there next to him.
and that flying mount could be
Something else.
Robert Whittaker.
Yes.
MMO fighter. MMO fighter.
There's something in
Wait,
that.
there is something in that.
that.
There's totally something in that. Hang on.
Maybe he's the
There's
quest
totally
giver.
something in that.
Maybe it's Rob Whittaker
Yep.
Yeah.
flying in on like a dragon thing.
Yep.
And he's got a question mark over his head saying, "Get over here."
Yeah.
And
clean.
Okay.
The quest is cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
so yeah. I reckon
Gus.
like taking up that other side of the screen should be like large dragon with the MMA guy on it.
Yeah. Rob Whittaker's flying in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, does Rob Whittaker have wings? I'm talking about in real life.
Yes.
No, the MMO mount has it, and he's riding the mount.
Oh, Rob Whittaker. No, I thought
Is
that.
quest giver flying in.
Oh, okay. I was imagining that Robert Whittaker would be the mount, and then someone. But that's fine as well.
Yeah, do a sexy torso on this.
Yeah.
Everything you've got now.
Yeah.
And then just a
Then
human
just put Rob
torso.
Whittaker on the top.
A human torso and Rob Whittaker's face.
Yeah.
That's meant to be a
That's an
chest.
owl. That's a barn owl.
Yeah.
That's
Hang
a
on.
dragon.
Is that supposed to be Rob Whittaker's face? The
I
man
think
has
that's
been.
I
abs.
thought he was doing abs.
That's abs.
Yeah, I'm trying to
The
do
man
abs.
has been in this
And
room,
those are
Gus.
Those are two nips.
But he's wearing one of the belts that he wins.
Rob has 3
3 nips or 3 belts?
nips.
Okay, good. Yeah, that is good. That's what now I like this. Now
Yeah.
I definitely like this.
He's got buff wings.
Yes,
All
the wings have abs.
biceps.
Amazing.
The wings have biceps.
Amazing.
Is he wearing a scorpion mask as well, or not?
How would you know it's Rob Whittaker?
you need to
well,
see
How
besides
would you know
three
that I don't
nips.
have to draw Rob Whittaker's likeness now?
Lovely. No.
I'll get him in there.
Does he have a speech bubble saying, "I'm Rob Whittaker"?
yeah. Rob Whittaker this way.
He's
Yeah.
I thought he's
I
got
just
the
think-
exclamation mark and get over here, and that's
I love this.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Wingseps says Strom.
there. We go. That's his best.
Matty G has a MMMA, a massively MMMMA, a massively multiplayer mixed martial arts game. And then there should be a ring.
working on it.
There should be a ring in the background, or an octagon. Hexagon. They
yeah.
fight in an octagon. Put like 40 people in that, like an MMO.
Yeah,
Just do like
yeah.
40 really detailed
An
characters
instanced octagon.
in an octagon in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. But they all need to be in like their own unique
Outfit.
armor
Yeah.
and stuff because
Yeah,
that's the whole point of an MMO.
Otherwise,
right?
how would you know?
Making yourself look like unique and cool, like Steph does in all of hers, like her Destiny shit and that sort of thing. So make sure you capture that, Gus. I think that's important.
All the detail guns.
Yeah, that's good.
They'll be
That's
in
a lot
there.
of detail. Now, make sure you don't lose Michael Caine.
We got to know why he's melting
Yeah.
Terminator 2 style in the fucking rhubarb.
The rhubarb volcano. Good. And he's
is
saying,
good,
get
though.
over here and clean.
This is good though. I like this.
I think we got onto
I love
something.
Good use of
We
the
did
circle.
get there. We did get there.
Good use of the circle. No layers at all.
Yeah.
Really fucking bold. But I love to see it.
Particularly when there's so much overlapping.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that there's just too many people in an octagon. All
That's
just beat-
clearly a hexagon, says someone.
hexagon, just beating the shit out of each other.
I think it's a septagon. I think you've drawn a septagon, Gus.
Yeah.
You've created a new shape.
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Can you just create new shapes? Like, surely
yeah.
there must be a shape that has like.
I tried to make one just then. I'm like, there's one.
There you go.
Melodic Storm
But
Pool Gus can't even spell shapes correctly.
But is there like? Surely there must be. If there's an octagon,
Yeah.
surely there must
And
be a
there
thing
is.
with like 63 sides.
Yeah.
Does it have a name?
Yeah, it would. It would be
Latin
Latin
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
A Latin gone.
Okay. Yes, you can create a new shape, says Skiverick.
Skiverick has done it many times.
But also, it's like, I'm like, I just take that as gospel.
Yeah.
Someone in chat
I
goes,
believe
yeah,
it.
you can do it. I'm like, okay, cool.
It does, yeah.
If
They're
I
all
read it on the
polygons.
internet, it
They're
must
all
be true.
polygons, Jep.
Gus, did you delete
Coward
your new
gone.
shape?
Yes.
Oh, that's annoying.
It looked like it was about to be a penis.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
all
yeah.
do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You try hard enough.
Well, it looked like a heavy ball sack with a small dick.
What is
Perfect.
this?
My new shape.
So does
I
that.
like
that looks
that.
like a heavy ball sack with.
That's the new Stussy ass. Kids are going to be drawing that one.
It looks like a cool arrow, actually.
Or a like butt plug with the furry
That's
tail
good.
on it.
It does look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of those fancy butt plugs.
No,
one of
that's
those
the butt.
dragon dildos.
Yeah.
Oh, give Rob Whittaker a
Oh my god, a bad dragon.
Give it to him.
No.
Give him
Come
a bad
on.
dragon.
Stop it.
Steph, you draw penises everywhere.
Yes,
am I
but
giving
I
it?
wouldn't do it on someone else's special artwork
Okay, that's fair.
A tight
unless
butt.
they specifically requested it.
What if it was a nice dragon?
I think we're done with this one.
Okay.
Okay, so talk us through it, Gus.
What? The character Kung Booby is cleaning up on a side quest, but is cleaning up lava rhubarb where Michael Caine is drowning, saying, I lied, while he's in front of the Gold Coast. Was it Gold Coast?
The Gold Coast,
The
yeah.
Gold Coast, with mountains with no snow on them, which is hard to draw no snow. But there is a sign.
You don't draw snow.
I could draw no snow.
I'm drawing
draw
no
right
snow
now.
right now.
You could draw like some distant snow
Some
clouds.
distant
that are,
snow,
like,
Steph. That I
yeah.
can draw. There's some
Yeah.
distant snow in the distance.
Yeah,
While
like
there's
dark clouds, snow clouds.
Oh my god, move on.
dark clouds as Robert Whittaker as a Mount Dragon turns up and gives him the quest.
Good.
It's that simple, guys.
There you go.
That simple.
That's how your logo.
So easy.
That's how your logo.
Excellent work. Lapscallion says, "What's a bad dragon, Nick?" That's a post-show conversation.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a thing?
Oh yes,
Oh,
Steph.
yeah.
You're about to see
that a-
some
is
fucking
that a-
shit in
is
the
that a
post-show.
sex thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
you better.
yeah.
Now,
I've never heard of
No,
it.
is it
is
gross?
Will watching? Is Will watching?
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Will's watching still.
No, Will I think has gone to little bitty.
Okay, if Will has gone to bed, can someone clip this and send it to Will? Which is, Will, we need a "is that a sex thing" card. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Stressed. I'm stressed.
You're about to find out. Okay, great logo. We'll do the third one.
Sure. Let's do it.
Now, he's not here.
God damn it.
Technically, I don't think he's ever
Is he
watched the
playing
show.
Halo?
He's probably... Has he ever watched the show?
Yeah, he's watched it a bit, I think, but not consistently.
Just to steal ideas.
Just to steal it. No, just to. He's off. He's making 4 videos a week himself.
He's making fucking 3 ABC shows.
Yeah.
The final logo for today is GOG.
Our GOG.
Our GOG. Sweet GOG.
Sweet
One of
GOG.
the first patrons. So
Yep.
it's only been 2 years
Yep.
to get to this logo.
Yep.
I think actually, I think
GOG is playing Halo?
the oldest logo that we have.
Let me go. I got the Xbox app.
God,
Are you going to try and get him?
I'm going to message him on my phone.
Yeah, he is. We worked with him back in the day, making everything ABC and Good Gamey.
Yep.
Big Halo fan.
He's very quiet but lovely.
He was contributed a lot to Spawn Point, particularly the Ask Spawn Point segment.
Anytime that Gus had an opinion, it was Gog's opinion.
Yep, that's true. He was the voice of multiple people.
He was the one that picked all of the Ask Spawn Point letters for us to answer on the show.
He probably single-handedly is responsible for 90% of the things said on Spawn Point, whatever the new show is, and something else on the ABC
Gamer stuff.
Yeah, just basically
So
anything
reviews over
ABC
there.
Gamer is probably Joe's opinion. But he doesn't get paid for that in the same way.
No.
Like, he should be showrunner of everything, but he hasn't got his due. He is...
Oh, you're straight up drawing Gog.
Well, he's
You're
someone we
going
know,
for
but
a
I'm
likeness.
willing to then dress the rest of it up. We can put him in Halo armor. We can put him on a pile of ABC shows.
He's strong.
He's strong. Like,
He's strong.
Gog is now doing some of the play or pass vids on ABC Gamer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he sure
nice.
is. He sure is. And he's doing some of the Sweet 16 shows that they're doing, which is like they play a game for 16 minutes, generally, and just talk about the experience of that. He drives a mad car.
Yep. He has a nice big house as well. He probably hates cleaning that big house.
He would hate cleaning that big house.
Cats?
I think he likes that.
Left?
I think he likes the
I
music.
don't know.
Cats.
He likes the musical cats?
Yeah.
No one likes them.
It's
Put
true,
cats.
no one does.
Put James...
Spader.
No.
Oliver.
No.
Rickles.
Night show host. Late
Corden.
show.
Corden?
Corden in there. Put James Corden in there somewhere.
Put his butt in
Oh,
there.
does he hate James Corden? And
Who doesn't hate James Corden?
He's
Show me a
leaving.
man who doesn't have... Sorry, what?
He's leaving.
No, I know.
Yeah. Not soon
10
enough,
years
though.
too late.
Jesus Christ.
He only started 8 years
So
ago.
obnoxious. I don't understand why to be a Tonight Show host you just need to be such a disgusting sycophant.
Except Conan.
Except Conan and Colbert.
Yep. And
Ferguson was pretty
Ferguson
good.
before him.
Yep.
Before James Corden.
And Letterman made fun of a lot of
I
people.
don't think he's that bad. I don't particularly like him, but I don't find him like
No, he's
super annoying.
He's Satan.
No.
I don't think so. He seems nice. And at least he wasn't skeezy. So many of the late night talk show hosts are skeezy.
Yeah, Letterman was pretty fucking gross.
He was
Letterman
disgusting.
was grabby. Yeah.
And like Jimmy Fallon isn't skeezy, but he's so like full of himself.
And Craig Ferguson, there's heaps of videos of Craig Ferguson being sleazy, but everyone's being
doesn't
sleazy
help
back
me,
to him.
by the
It's
way.
like there was something about the chemistry of that show
there
where
was
people, everyone wanted to fuck
Yeah.
him.
Oh, well, it's like
Yeah.
Graham Norton. Like, everyone wants to fuck Graham Norton.
Yeah.
Understandably so. I think Graham Norton's great.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Graham Norton loves to impress a celebrity, but also,
You know?
hang him. We're getting...
But Graham Norton's witty and clever.
It's true. He is
Yeah.
very funny. Gus, you've done great work. He's dressed up as Master Chief. He's standing on the corpse of Good Game.
Oh,
John Oliver's
brutal.
Right. Yes, John
Sorry, I
Oliver's
got
perfect.
distracted.
True, Spiceman.
Joe's watching Apple TV. Send message. Get
You can
on
see that he's watching Apple TV.
back pocket. He's watching it through his Xbox app,
Ah.
I guess, or somehow they're connected.
Wow, he's a real
Yeah.
fanboy that he's using...
Get on back pocket Discord in on hold.
Is it? Oh, is Good Game on fire?
Where
Is it
It's got to be the corpse, right?
Oh, that's so sad.
He's the only thing that survived.
we're making.
But,
What else
Spawn, but Spawn Point's still going.
Yeah, but in what? Like, come on. In name only.
I don't like the symbol. I don't like the symbolism.
And also every week.
Well, that too.
Just because we're not on the show anymore doesn't mean it ceases to exist.
Stephanie Ben-Dixon, where is your healthy sense of ego?
And also the thing is, Gus is drawing this, and Gus had real separation issues from
That's true.
Good Game.
We had to crowbar
Sure,
him
but
out of the
you're,
episode.
but you're projecting.
I'd-
Like Gog is still there.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and-
going great.
Yeah, and he's
He's conquered
He
it.
shouldn't
Conquered
be
it.
standing on a fiery
flames
pit
of
of
glory.
flames.
No, I don't think that's what Gus has done, right? Gus, they're not on fire, right? I'm projecting that
kind of
they're
looking
corpses.
like it's just
he's the king of these things.
I'll get rid of the fire.
They-
He
it looks
has a-
like
he has a
The fire is throwing me. The fire is.
okay.
and also the fact that they're piled as though he's standing on a heap of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem to be implying that they're trash.
It does. It looks like it's. Yeah. It looks like it's trash.
well, I'll
Put him
take
on
a
a
suggestion.
Okay,
Yeah, okay,
here's the suggestion.
kind of
Here's the
suitable.
suggestion.
Yeah, no, go
Okay,
ahead.
so you take Gog's head,
Yep.
You put it on James Corden's cat body, and you put all the good game things in the background as though it's the show that he does a late night show. He does a late night show as James Corden cat, but with Gog's face.
I think one thing that he'll actually like is he's on the good Game of Thrones.
Oh shit!
He's still wearing the Mjolnir armor.
Okay. But underneath the armor, is he James Corden's cat body?
Underneath the armor, he is absolutely James Corden's cat body.
You just can't see it.
You just can't see it.
Yep.
He's got it's like the mantle of responsibility. He's the king.
Heavy
It's
as the head that wears the crown style thing.
It's
Yes,
the promo
I love
shots
that.
of
I love that.
shots of Jaime Lannister on the throne for season 3 or whatever, when it's we know Jaime Lannister killed the former Targaryen king, and he was sitting on it, and it's like the weight of the world is on him, and he's got the helmet on his leg, and he's kind of
Yeah. But
he's
it's a Master
defeated
Chief
by
helmet.
But it's a Master Chief helmet, and he's in Mjolnir.
We gotta keep him in Master Chief.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll love that.
But
Yes.
can you give him a tail?
A tail.
A cat tail.
No.
He's got James Corden's cat body underneath the armor.
Why? Where
refuse
does
to
this come
compromise.
from? Why did you
Because
mention it?
when they're not on the call, we have to have things that we take from the conversation.
But why
to
did you
remember
bring it
the
up,
moment.
Peter? What's the reference? What's the joke? He hates James Corden, and so you want to.
No, I can't remember. It was tangential. It was wordplay. It was spitball.
Yeah, he said James.
Yeah. I don't know why James
Spader.
Corden came up. It was something to do with something
Yeah.
you said, and I was
Yeah.
like James Corden, but I couldn't remember Corden. And then we spent some time working out James Corden, which put more weight on the idea of James Corden that never should have existed.
I said
if I'd remember
cats.
his name, we would have gone.
You said,
"Huh."
do you like cats?
Move
And
on.
I said, yeah, I think he likes Cats the musical. You said no one likes Cats the musical, and you said like James Corden. No one likes James Corden.
Right. Okay.
And so the reason we're putting it in there is
But he has a
because he
dog.
loves Cats the musical. This fucking segment.
Don't do it, Gus.
See BuriBuri.
See you, BuriBuri.
Yeah.
This is already awesome. I love it.
Kit Carnage says Janet on his shoulder.
This thing. Fill it out a thing, or do we just know about it already?
No, we just know about.
What's the throne made out of? Is there anything special on his crown that he's wearing?
It could be made out of.
Made out of the light sticks that were on the Good Game logo.
clown penises.
What if it's made out of? What if it's made out of hollow PCs? Because he's sitting on the PCs that were in Gus's office, but have been just scooped out.
I like the light bars.
Oh, from the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clever.
Bam, 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 bam.
That's cool.
Anything on his
That'll
crown?
give some nice color as well. What's on his crown? It says VW Golf.
It's his car.
Close your eyes.
He loves it. He loves his
The
car.
Volkswagen logo?
But he said it facetiously.
Yeah, because it shouldn't say that.
I'm trying to think. Did he have something that he always ate at Good Game?
Dumplings, but everyone ate dumplings.
Yeah,
cheeky
nobody was- and
12,
he-
12 fried
He
dumplings.
became quite a healthy eater when he
did.
started working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always eating salads. The build your own salad from the nearby cafe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He would build a salad like you wouldn't believe.
I built a few good salads.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Bit of roast eggplant in there. Nice.
I would like to see some kind of representation of his new skill set. The fact that he does fucking everything. Like, there's an edit, he's doing Photoshops, he's writing. It's like his workstation somewhere of like, he's a writer, video editor, he's doing the fucking voice work for the reviews now. Like, he does everything.
A picture of Barjo. That's true of being at that office.
In the
There's
Good Game
pictures-
office.
Yeah, there would be pictures of Barjo
everywhere.
hidden everywhere.
And they would still be there.
Yeah,
some
for sure.
because there'd be things they still
100%.
had that he would have stuck a
Who's
sticker
there?
of his face on.
I wonder who's in that space now. Whoever is there is pictures of Barjo.
Yeah, because it was Tonightly, and then
That's right.
it was, and then it was not Tonightly
Tonightly.
very soon after.
They ravaged our the corpse of the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good times. Is that Barjo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There'll
good.
be a gilded framed portrait of Barjo in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Can't escape.
Can't escape that.
Justitus 92 is confessing to a crime. Who says, I found my Good Game archive on a hard drive the other day, almost every episode from 2009 to 2015. Legally, you need to hand those over to the police immediately.
Or to GOG.
Or to GOG, because technically he made all those. Good.
Nice. Yep. And he's got one more flank to fill.
What were his hobbies outside of video games? Because I really liked him, but I never felt like I really got to know him really well because he was quite quiet.
Yeah.
He and I never really worked
directly
on things together. He would come in on PockArt and stuff, but you know, he was definitely on
he just played everything.
He did. That was his thing, wasn't it? It was that he played every game and he was good at every game.
He did, but he's also just like he's like got a party life.
He's does.
He's got a pretty like hectic party life. He's always like out.
So hang on, okay.
Theater stuff
so
and like
you've got one side.
One side is work.
One side's work and one side's play.
party.
Yeah.
I've seen some like very sexy photos of Joe in like black singlets at the clubs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen him with lots of glitter and I think wings once he had, which kick ass.
You're thinking of Rob Whittaker.
Maybe we could do his wardrobe on the other side. Like it's just like a collection of all like
rave outfits.
His sexy party outfits.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yes, like a rack.
Yeah.
Tight black singlet, wings, just a collection of cool shit.
Bit of sparkle.
Yeah.
Bit of sparkle.
And we could also put I never did cosplay, did he?
No.
He would have been a good cosplay, like Master Chiefy.
Yeah.
Gears of War.
What about
Cog?
Were there any famous cameos?
Why a good game shirt there? Put something sexy there.
Yeah.
Put like some Jonathan Van Ness outfit.
I don't know.
We went and saw that. We went and saw.
Jonathan Van Ness doesn't dress like that though.
But where's big loopy stuff?
Yeah. But this is more like tight, hot club outfits.
Yeah. He still hasn't responded.
Were there any famous cameos he had on the show? Because he used to occasionally step in as like a character on the show, and I'm trying to.
Yes. Oh, holy shit! One thing that he did that he maybe hates, and we should check with him. But he it was like 2009.
Oh, God.
He was put in a coconut bra for a sketch.
There you go. Right.
For a cutaway.
Thank you.
For something. So the coconut bra should be there. I think he would actually get a kick out of that.
Totally.
Because he always thought it was funny, but he was like, God damn,
as a small reference, I think that's great.
As a small reference, yeah. Amazing. Joe and I still play fucking so much Halo together.
Yeah.
So
he was like, to me, he was the original fanboy. Before I met you, I was like, no one loves Halo more than Joe.
Yeah.
So the outfits are there.
and here's my mug. Yeah.
Rudism. Oh my gosh.
Rudism. Come on.
So I saw Rudism yesterday was playing Dark Souls with one of those Fisher Paykel like kids controllers.
Fantastic.
So he's wired it up so that it actually works like a controller, but it still plays all the like child sounds and music and stuff. And he's fighting these like hectic horror beasts from Dark Souls. So
I mean,
good.
I kind of do some Rudism shit when we play Mario Kart with my kids. I give Banjo a controller, and then I give Elkie an Xbox controller.
Oh, yeah.
So that she feels like she's doing something.
Having a go,
but I'm actually controlling it. So I'm like the Rudism hack for her
nice.
controller. Thank you very much, Rudism. If you are watching Rudism stream, I think he was playing Elden Ring. I'm fairly certain because I saw him online earlier.
Ring. Sorry, that's what he was playing.
And I think he was doing that. Rudism says that's smart. Thanks, buddy. We are Back Pocket. We are a variety gaming show. We normally talk about video games. But we have a Patreon that was incredibly successful very, very quickly, and we stupidly made one of the rewards for everyone of a certain tier. We would draw them a custom logo, and we thought we would end up drawing like 30 logos, and we ended up having to draw like 200 logos.
Nearly 2 years later.
We're getting to the last of the logos. So this is what's happening. This is one of the people who has been a patron for our show for so long. We're drawing a logo for him. That's what we're doing right now. We normally talk about video games and play video games, but right now we're trying to figure out how to capture a man in portrait form.
Now, Rudism has done some amazing controllers in the past. And it's like built a car in a
Did you see
kid's car.
Did you see the farm simulator one where he rigged an actual tractor?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Incredible. What I've never seen Rudism do, and correct me if I've not seen this.
Hollow out a piece of bread.
Hollow out a piece of bread. I've seen bananas. I've seen all sorts of fun fruit. You're all about like capacitive stuff. Okay. Have you done anything that is voice activated? I want to see you play a horror game by screaming into a pillow and the frequency or the pitch dictates your movements.
I like that.
That's awesome. I went to a game jam once and somebody designed a game like that. And
That kind of thing.
And it was like an AOE effect where the louder you screamed, the larger the AOE attack would be.
Oh, that's good.
But and so he would just go die, and then everything around him would
That's cool.
explode.
That's cool.
But it's very hard on your larynx. You're like,
Once played Ocarina of Time with an in real life Ocarina. That's fucking so
That's
good.
pretty cool.
That's
good.
good.
That's good.
Consider the scream into the pillow.
Yeah.
Because you've got, I mean, the tech is there. Different pictures for different inputs.
There you go.
You've got it. You know how to do it. I believe in you.
Now, what happens when you get scared in the game?
Well,
and
who
you
knows?
scream? Yeah.
Who knows?
What goes on there?
That's
what
the
I want to know.
magic
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
is there something that like we're just like throwing ridiculous?
We've
I might
moved
get-
on from the logo
Is
and we're
there
now.
something in that, like when your heart rate gets over a certain thing, something happens in the game, and so that you have to try and keep your heart rate down? Because
Like Crank. You should be a human Crank controller. Jason Statham's Crank.
like your character just runs infinitely when when your thing gets over a certain heart rate, so you have to try and keep your heart rate down.
Yeah. Anyway, food for thought.
Oh, I've got one more thing. Have you ever played a game with a controller? Full stop. I know. Have you ever played with a game with a
I
controller?
mean, that's a fair question.
Because I guess I'm just wondering if he's ever heard of controllers.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe he thinks that maybe he just didn't get one when he bought a console.
He did it with Subnautica. Maybe I saw you do that, and I just have rewritten the memory as my own idea in my mind, because I do that sometimes.
Have you ever used a controller to control robot hands, and those robot hands are holding a controller? So you play a game with a controller to control a robot controlling the game.
That actually seems like, as an idea, more rudimentary than the things that he's achieving, because it's effective. Not to shit on your idea. But
I think that's
You did
exactly
shit
what you
pretty
did,
hard.
though. That was a monster shit.
I'm just saying
that
that,
was
like,
diarrhea all over my.
You're basically just like supplanting hands into more hands, whereas I feel like he's
He
That's
said,
really
"I've
crazy.
had that idea too. Haven't done it though." Ba-boom! I did a rudism.
It's a bad
The
idea.
rudism.
Because it's a bad idea. That was the one thing that he didn't say there is I haven't done it because
Subtext.
it's shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough
Please
about
scream into
rudism.
a
Let's
pillow.
talk about GOG.
Scream into a pillow.
Oh, can we
love you, Rudism.
Can you put a little rudism in this logo? I think GOG would respect
Who's that
it.
down there on the left?
That's Barger. Yes! James Scott is a cat! Tail!
James Scott is a cat!
Can you put rudism on there? Because I feel like that would be the perfect little
look
thing.
like James Corden.
Yeah,
I don't know what rudism looks like, so I can put a control.
he looks like a banana plugged into a PC.
Imagine a hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just replace the keyboard and mouse with a banana.
Yes, and a watermelon or something.
And a series of jelly beans.
Yeah, replace the keyboard with a pillow that you scream into.
Yeah.
Replace the mouse with a robot hand holding a controller, and replace the PC with what was your thing?
No.
Heart rate monitor. Boom. Bada bim, bada boom.
Beautiful.
Can't believe he already did that. I'm sure I just watched him do that stream and then was like, oh. The other day I was with my girlfriends and we were talking about a specific party that we were all at, and
Have her Sex in the City of you.
yes,
Yeah.
and it was for one of my friend's birthdays, and there ended up being 3 birthday cakes at the party, and I was like, and remember, I brought mine out first, and I was so proud of that because like I sensed that it was getting close to cake time, and I wanted my cake to be
arrive
like
first.
to arrive
And
first.
did you know there were
Rude.
3 before you brought yours out?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes. And then one of my other friends goes, that was my cake. And I was like, what? And she goes, no, I baked that cake. You just carried it out. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I had this whole memory of me making the cake and being like, wow, I'm so proud of this. And then carrying it out and being like, well done, everyone. Like, it was this whole thing. And I was like,
How did you do that?
I didn't make that cake. And she's like,
Did you
no.
make a cake?
No.
Is this meant?
Oh my
All
god.
I did was carry it out and put it down. And so that was enough for me in my memory to be like, good job.
I mean, that's like
What a cake.
It's known as a
Remember
frosted
everyone.
Mandela cake.
Yeah.
Gus, that's too clever.
Too clever joke.
Yeah.
Joke was too.
That's like Costanza and the big salad, like who gets the credit.
My
That is
friend-
wild.
My friend was like, she was like,
shut up.
I made that cake. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. now
so
that I
funny.
think about
That's
it.
so
it was-
funny.
Had you made a cake recently?
Yeah.
I've made a lot of cakes. I make cakes
I know
all the
you've
time.
made a lot of cakes. You make
But
a lot
in
of
that
cakes.
specific instance, I just carried the cake out.
And you took
I
credit.
hear
And
you.
and in my memory, I took
You
credit
not
for the
only
whole thing.
you not only took credit, you changed the past.
Yep.
Incredible. I also want to say that one of my favorite things about this segment
Yeah.
is I really enjoy just saying do this And Gus just does it.
Yeah, you do.
Because I'm looking over and we've got the banana controller and the pillows and it's like all this stuff just happens.
We get distracted because what else are we going to do? We can't draw.
We can't draw.
We can draw no snow, but that's where it ends.
That's it. That's what I'm doing right
That's where
now.
it ends.
But you know what we can draw? James Corden is a cat. It's Cat Corden.
Cat Corden.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
James Catton.
I think Joe's going to be quite confused.
That's kind of the aim
but
of
in a
it.
good-
Yeah,
but in a good way.
we'll clip this and send it to Joe directly.
Yeah,
he hasn't responded.
Yeah.
So
One of the other details I added is that over the workstation that he had, he actually does have a sign on his desk saying, "Remember, you're here forever."
Yeah.
Which is a reference to the Simpsons episode, but he actually literally has that at his desk, which I think is quite poignant.
Isn't it? Don't forget.
But for this one, I've written "Remember."
I like it
It might be "Don't forget"
because do it for her.
Do it for her. Yeah.
Correct.
And it's funny because it is the sweet thing in The Simpsons.
Sweet like a rhubarb.
Sweet like a rhubarb. And it is just categorically true for him
Sweet like
at the ABC.
Totally.
Yeah. Good.
Cool.
I'm happy with this. Can you talk us through, show us all three logos, Gussie?
Of course. Remembering at the start, we had Gollum Boxy.
Fucking amazing.
Who's got a cardboard box for a head. He's
tongue.
got all the hobbies in the hat, which involve the two towers, beekeeping, circuit boards, and beer as a brewer. Is in a Gollum position with a rhubarb slice of cake and a bunch of dead plants along the side of, I believe, a muddy river. Was it meant to be muddy because of the bad rain, etc.? And with his cat on his back and his two warehouses that he has to move between, with some very highly detailed police in front of both of those warehouses.
Yep.
The next one we had was confusing as fuck because this is Max Jazz Games logo, which is Kung Pooby, the character, cleaning up a bunch of lava rhubarb with a burning Michael Caine, while we've got an octagon full of fighters and a dragon Rob Whittaker mount quest giver telling him to get over here and clean with no snow on one mountain, but signage to snow in the distance as he has never seen any snow.
Also, make
But it's also alluding to the fact that one day he will.
One day he will.
And also
see it.
make the little thing on the bear's on the tummy a sweet cine.
And here's bloody Barjo's just raided.
Oh, come on!
Jump back to the top, Gus, because Gus has just spent the last 40 minutes drawing wonderful logos for our patrons. Boxy, one more time.
Boxy, a box head, lots of hobbies in it, shaped like in a Gollum pose as a Lord of the Rings fan, with some rhubarb pine, dead plants, and the warehouses in the background. Max Jazz Games has a character in his game called Kung Pooby, who is now cleaning up a bunch of red-hot lava rhubarb with a drowning Michael Caine, while you've got a Rob Whittaker mount in the background as a quest giver from MMOMO
for fuck's sake.
Mortal Kombat fighting game, which is it's indicated with the octagon full of too many people fighting at one time. We've got the Gold Coast in the background and snow on a mountain in the background, but it's signposted with snow and no snow in the foreground, and a little cinnamon donut on his belly.
And there's a little Barjo cameo coming up next.
And there is a Barjo cameo because we've got the final logo designed for GOG, who we all worked with back at the day at the ABC. So sits on a Game of Thrones made of neon bars that look like the Good Game logo, in a Master Chief outfit, on all the wreckage of the shows that have been or still exist but that are not on fire, with his intense workstation behind him indicated with all his editing that he does for the videos for ABC Gamer, while there is a hung portrait of Barjo over his desk and a sign that says, "Don't forget you are here forever," because he has worked there forever, with a Volkswagen crown and also a rack of all his party outfits on the other side, which are super slim, sexy, including a coconut bra, while James...
The coconut bra that he wore on Good Game in 2009.
Exactly, while Cat James Corden begs for an interview down in the bottom for some reason.
And also the Rudism reference to the controllers, because Rudism rated us earlier. So weirdly enough, the two people who rated us in the last 15 minutes, Rudism and Barjo, are in this logo.
In this logo.
That's true.
And yet GOG hasn't fucking rated us ever. So what's that?
And for anyone who doesn't know,
Barjo says he made him wear the coconut bra and he feels bad about it still.
And these get taken away and coloured up and drawn properly and then delivered to them later on. So they do not finish like this. For anyone who's new who doesn't know what's going on, thinks they're all right, but they're a bit sketchy. They will look better. I say that at the end of every one of these. Because
They look like all the logos in the background there.
They're literally sketches.
So,
They're a sketch.
Pete, go to the wide.
I mean, hang on.
Go to the wide, Pete.
Yeah, but the wide, hang on.
Go to the wide.
Let's go this. So Gussie's still in the corner. And
Yeah. There you go. There's all the logos. That's all that shit. Up
There's
there.
one right there.
Yeah, they
It's right
look
there.
so,
There
they
you
look
go.
so nice.
There you go.
When they're finished from all our patrons.
And that has been a segment
we like to call.
Double podcast. We like to call it double podcast.
Back Pucker, presented by Nicrotex. Thank you very much, Nicrotex. Never read a tweet from Nicrotex. Never read it. I wonder, okay, so normally we got the patrons, we would read the tweets from Nicrotex. I'll just find a recent Nicrotex tweet and just read it out now. I'll back end the Patreon.
Oh, you didn't, yeah.
That was
because
amazing. How's your wrist?
Not good.
You didn't have your special glove.
He did have a special glove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did?
I did.
Oh,
He had his weird sex glove on. Yeah.
The sex glove.
Yeah.
The sex glove returns.
Have you ever thought about wearing it in other situations?
Like the other hand?
No.
No, I know what she means. I'm just not. I don't think there's no other need that you would just need these. You know what? I'm not finishing that.
There absolutely is.
Yes, well done, Steph. What?
No, I was waiting for you. What are you looking at?
So Nick Belling sponsored this segment. Nick Belling, May 3rd. Okay. Wrote on Twitter. Okay.
Is that a sex thing?
Sex thing. That's a big sex thing. So someone has signed up for a woman's fertility service using my email address. And now I'm getting daily digest emails about their menstrual cycle.
I wonder if we can sync it. You never know.
You never know.
So that app?
To ours. Our cycle.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll let you and Nicrotex figure that one out.
Perfect.
Okay, good. That brings us to the end of that segment. We're going to go to a very short ad break, but if you are new watching, our ad breaks are full of bullshit. So it's not a normal ad break. Watch it.
We made ads for our patrons. So
Yeah. Basically,
that's why they're a bit.
Or they made ads for us, and they paid us to make ads for us.
If you are new to the show, all you have seen so far is us doing things for our patrons.
Yeah.
I promise we also talk about video games. We'll see you in a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about video games in a segment that we like to call. I'm just saying what you'll be playing.
Destiny.
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 Destiny?
Destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny. Destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny, Destiny, Destiny,
Destiny.
Destiny, 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 Destiny.
Oh, what the?
Destiny.
It means you get to do all the stuff.
You do all the like, hey, I'm turning you on because I'm but little do you know, this all came out of a can.
I got very confident with the most boring of moves, which is to hold by its.
Wait, what are you doing? You're holding it by the
Less fancy stuff. Just them out faster.
Yeah.
Well, that's willy-nilly, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't know if he's fully aware that I'm.
And that question he's going to into from.
They're not going to connect the to the face.
Stray penis.
Meet Nathan Rohner, a mild-mannered game dev and VR enthusiast. But a freak jewel-severed foot accident has given him hot tub cars for feet and turned him into Rollerstar. By day, Nathan must deal with the ever-crushing burden of being a brilliant indie game developer. But when the evil Dr. Pocket decides to steal all his money and not make his custom Patreon commercial for 6 months, you must use Rollerstar's flowing locks of customer loyalty to smack that pocket back into place.
Patreon? More like Patreoff.
And after a hard day of crowdfunding injustice, Rollerstar sloshes into the pants of his lovers with his sexy jewel jet hot tub feet. And when it comes to cruising for a feed, Rollerstar rolls right into the thick of it. Hungarian slop doesn't stand a chance with Rollerstar's high-powered hot tub boost, leaping over the Central European cuisine with ease. And don't worry, kids, he washes up real good. Rollerstar. Rollerstar comes with everything you see here, plus everything you don't, including billions of hot tub-borne diseases.
That I would do Bean Boozles. Give sub, donate at least $5 to charity. We're doing it for the cause. Ah!
There we go.
We know the taste of cinema silly. I don't even know what that is, but I know it's bad. It's done.
Wow, I got a good one.
Welcome back to the show, and a big thank you to RhysWild and SnailXD there. We saw a new SnailXD word from our sponsor. Thank you very much. And, of course, a big thank you to Rollerstar, the toy of champions. Gus, what happened to you?
I just drank a lot of sour foam.
Okay.
You always have catastrophic beer accidents.
I know.
When you
What's
pour a beer
going
like
on?
that, a classic Gus pour,
Yeah.
I call it.
A lot of head.
So we were coming back from the ad break, and he was pouring intentionally to look like he was pouring when we came back from the ad break.
Oh, my God.
You are a disgusting man.
It was there and now it's gone.
Yeah, it's foam.
It ran down your
all gone.
entire
It went
beard.
all through your moustache.
You're gonna have beard
That's
now.
a sour beer. That's quite a nice thing to have stuck in the moustache versus a regular.
In a few hours, though.
Yeah.
And I don't have a shower at home.
Oh, my God.
It's got, you got the sink.
Yeah, you got to sink. You can't.
Trying to put your head too low.
You can't wash it there. That's where you pee.
That's where I shit. They always say that famous old phrase. Don't
Oh, my
wash your
God.
tash where you shit.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to you guys for the continued support. Now, we were going to end the show because it's like, oh, Gus, I hope you have a washing machine.
Talking.
I hope you have a washing machine. We were going to end the show because it was like, this is where we were, oh, Gus, God damn, you're a filthy human being. We were going to end the show because...
He's trying to surreptitiously fix himself off camera, and you keep throwing back to him
The perfect pillow.
the perfect pillow.
because this is where we would normally end the show, but we just go rated it like twice with a bunch of people who might be like, hey, what's this back pocket thing about? So we decided during the ad break that we're just going to take the post show.
The thing you saw in the ad break.
The thing you saw in the ad break that we normally do. And now for people watching who might be new, the post show sometimes gets a little sexy. And
So for context as well, for people who are new, if you're hanging out, we do this show on Twitch, and then at a certain tier of our Patreon support, we do a post show, kind of like a cooling off show.
But it heats up.
On a private YouTube link, typically. On YouTube, we can show as much nip as we want.
Yeah.
Twitch, unfortunately, is very against the nip.
Nip-averse.
So you won't see any nip in the next half hour, but we'll do the post show here,
What
and
about
we'll
when
do a
it's-
slightly safer post show.
Scotty says she'll show a little bit of nip.
Scotty's
Oh.
always showing nip.
Hello.
Yeah. She's got 6 of them.
She's got 6? Dogs have 6?
Lift her up.
Yeah.
Lift her up. Show us some nip, Scotty.
I don't want to make her uncomfortable.
Okay, you leave her there. She's pretty.
Do you mean like morally uncomfortable or just like physically you don't want to just move her?
Physically,
Okay, yeah. 'Cause she doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Gus is run off somewhere. So anyway, yeah, free post show. Set your expectations very low though, because there's no nip. Gus can't lick anything on me like he did.
But it is it is a rare treat to have this
on Twitch.
On Twitch.
So the first thing that I want to start off with is Steph. What did you want to see for the post show?
The sex thing, which was the thing you meant, because this happens all the time. People reference sex things that I don't know what they are, and then I look them up and I always regret it.
Okay, so we're gonna do just like we'll do a close up of your face while you Google.
Just quickly.
Yep.
Oh, holy shit!
You want me to show that right now?
Yeah. So speaking, am I on mic still?
Yeah.
So speaking, this is I think Coastal might have given us. Speaking of nip, this is the T-shirt I requested at the start of the show, which was circling
Rob
the nip
here.
with
That is
Nick
fantastic.
rubbing
Oh,
hair.
I love that. I can never wear it, but I love it.
Hey, Gus, just you might want to check your bookmarks there. I can see a couple of Is that Wow Girls?
Anything you're worried about? Do you
No,
want to
I
go
think
to?
it's
Do you want to
good.
go
I
to
think you're
Poor
good.
Shake, Pete?
Wow, girl.
Did you say
Yeah.
Wow? Is that Wow Girls?
Okay, that's a sex thing. I'll show you. That's a sex thing.
2. I get 2.
Okay, so
That one's not gross though, is it?
no, this is worse than that. What you're about to see now is much worse than the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because I feel like the worst of the stuff that I used to hear was like when I first started gaming with dudes online in like Ventrilo, and they would reference things and I wouldn't know what it is, and then they would describe it, and I was like, awful.
No.
But now it's like a quick Google away.
Okay, so a quick Google away. What we were talking about were bad dragon sex toys.
It's a sex toy. It's
Yes.
not like a move.
No,
Or a position.
the bad dragon, where you dress up as Robert Whittaker and put on wings and you just jump from a height onto the bed.
What would a bad dragon sex move be?
I think you would eat a lot of chili and then you would vomit hot, fiery spew onto the back of a lover.
Oh.
Yep. That's the bad dragon.
Yeah, the temperature of cooling lava.
Bad dragon.
Yeah.
So bad dragon make a variety of awesome dildos. There's one. There you go. Check those out. What do you think of those?
Can I say? I have no idea what this conversation's about.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at that one.
from a visual arts
Oh,
perspective,
impressive. I like the all-seeing Sauron here, which is actually just called Stan.
That's actually, I mean, sorry to go Tolkien lore here, but Stan is the
Clown?
name of Sauron when he was immortal.
Wait,
Was it really?
go
He was just
slower,
called
go
Stan.
slower.
Go slow. Sorry.
No, not really. Of course
This
fucking
one, this one has some problems.
This one needs to see a doctor. That is just, that's like a really engorged, all right. The egg.
Egg.
Look at the egg plug.
Look at the texture here.
I know. It would just be nice. Like, you know what they are?
That one's nice.
They're showpieces for a coffee table, actually. What do you think about the Duke's paw?
Oh, I missed a good one.
No, you
What
wouldn't.
do you think about the
you
Duke's
wouldn't.
paw?
You wouldn't put that anywhere.
I like Meng. There.
It's smiling though.
It is. But, I mean, I would be smiling if I knew where I was going.
Really?
David's paw.
It's also just like the variety of colors is really
Yeah. Isn't it
overwhelming.
phenomenal? Yeah.
Okay.
What does it say?
Dildos. Put these where you please.
Put these where you please. Wow.
And then they also have a bunch of like wearables and packers and little squirts and little vibes, so all sorts of shit.
There you go.
I got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that one's really intense. Good. Feeling good?
Yeah. As part of the post show, we people in our Discord can ask us questions in the post show questions channel.
And I've got our first question
flooding
in here, which is when we made the commercial for EvilSpyBoy, what was the actual brand of pie that we got?
We got
were
4 and 20
4 and 20.
pies. They were obviously frozen pies from Woolworths. We didn't heat them all the way through when we put them in the microwave.
Which is a hard thing
not
to
good.
do. It's a hard
That's
thing to
not
do
good.
regardless with pies.
Yeah,
Because to get it hot in the middle, you need to microwave that bad boy for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then by the time that happens, the inside is so hot. It's like the meat
like
assaults
rhubarb
your
lava.
mouth when
are you
you
talking
bite into
about the
it.
outtakes from the commercial?
We're
No,
talking about
I'm
the
saying-
preparation for making that commercial.
I was making
right.
a reference to hot insides of food that assault your mouth.
We
but
should show.
that was a bit of a callback
We should
that no
show
one got.
outtakes from that commercial because they're adorable. Or did they make it into the main commercial?
Yeah, the
was
Scardy
it.
munching on the pie.
nailed it.
Oh,
First
yeah,
take.
cool.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
awesome.
yep.
What's this?
What's what?
Oh.
Oh, Gus put a thing up the top.
Oh, that's so funny.
What is that?
Can you cut to that?
The cake!
It's the
Oh
cake.
my god!
I made this. You made this? I made this.
That's great.
I think Reese put that one together.
Lovely.
That's
Lovely.
great. That's so funny.
So put your questions in the post-show cues segment there as well. What was that?
Mini wine.
Mini wine smashing against glass.
Did you find good mini wine?
Yes, only one of the mini wines that I bought is bad, and it's because I didn't realize I was buying a Moscato.
Oh, that's what the Moscato
Which is
conversation
effectively
was
a dessert wine.
about. Okay, no, you don't want a Moscato.
That was the mistake. But all the other ones are good.
Okay, good. That's a pretty intense question. I don't think I'll answer that one just yet.
Is it about Bad Dragon?
The question is, if you're a dildo, what kind would you be? And I feel like that's a big step
Save
from
it to the end.
from the donut conversation.
We're
we had
working up
before.
to that.
We are.
I'd be
Last
a
night,
pretzel-filled dildo.
Jawdrop said, last night I joined the Back Pocket. We're doing an intimate live audience show in my hometown of Wagga Wagga. Tickets sold out very quickly and I missed out. I went to grab a coffee from my favorite cafe and sitting there was none other than Pete. We got talking and he not only gave me tickets to the show, but he hinted that something bigger was coming and that he'll get me tickets for that too. It was very random, but a surprisingly nice dream.
It's very
I think that the
Who
show...
was this again?
jaw drop.
Yes, no fucking way I'm inviting.
I think that the show being on tonight, last week's chat about the idea of doing a live audience show, the show was going to be at the local movie theater, which I think was also that was in the post show. We were talking about
Hoyts.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love that. I love being able to decipher the things that influenced every moment of a dream. And when you manage to get all of it, it's so exciting and satisfying. And when you just can't find any of the stuff that your brain came up with, then it's frustrating.
My dreams are far too fucked up to decipher. That is the most sensible, normal.
So we're going to get to that in 1 second.
Oh, it gets weird?
No. I want to hear about your broken mind. And he thinks that and the fact that my family and I are recovering from COVID all must together in my subconsciousness. I woke up in a great mood, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to Peter for my tickets.
Nice.
You're very welcome. I take back the thing that I said about not inviting you to the shows that don't exist.
We've got a show in Wagga to prepare for that doesn't exist.
One of the things, I think we've talked about this before, when we were making Pocket at the ABC, one of the things we wanted to do and very close to getting greenlit was book a, we were going to, Nick, John, ladies and gentlemen, and I were going to travel around through Western New South Wales into Northern South Australia and come back through from the western side of Victoria back across to the Melbourne Convention Centre and drive our camper van into the convention centre. We're going to take, I think, 2 weeks and stop at towns along the way and make the show. We're making a daily show. Make the show daily from little towns along the way.
And John was going to edit it from the van.
Yep. And it was going to be like we were going to film it on top of the camper van in the middle of the desert and shit. Yeah.
Out of Broken Hill on top of it.
The upload would be the
that was the thing.
crippling thing.
That'd be hard today, and this was something you were thinking about doing. What?
In the before time.
5 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Which would have been...
It was
doable. No, we would have figured it out. It's fine.
It would have been an overnight kind of thing. But
ambitious, though, and cool.
It's a great idea. It's logistically difficult, but it's not impossible. It's just like...
You know what I did think? I was thinking yesterday. I was like, I wonder if we could do a live tour. And I've put it out there now. I said it publicly.
Like we could do it in like small... Very small.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting we wouldn't be able to sell out ANZ Stadium.
No. But we could probably do Kudos Bank Arena.
I think we could.
Like a simple what's that? 14 to 17,000
An
seater?
interstate bank.
Yeah.
Like small pub trivia type venues.
Well, but we could do like Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide.
Yeah, but
I've heard of all of those.
I would love to go to Perth. I only know one person who watches in Perth. I knew 2 people, and one of those fuckers moved over here.
I just feel bad for Perth.
Simon.
But you're missing the part of the fact, which is that these are all places we could do a tour. We're forgetting the crucial part of what do we put on the show, because what we talk about on our show is what we're going to do. So we would be doing a series of toured shows talking about what we will do when we get home from the tour on the show.
No, we should talk about what we're going to be doing at the next venue.
That's what I mean. Yes. So it'll be like...
So we're always talking about... It should be a show about planning... a live stage show at the next more important city.
Speaking of, it was the last rate. It's my Rove show.
It is.
It's roving.
Roving back pocket.
Okay, good. Ninja Boy Deluxe is in Perth. That's fantastic.
I've seen a few.
Hell yeah. Perth, mate.
Okay, good. There's lots of people in Perth.
Head on over.
Okay, good. Cries in Brisbane, said someone. Oh, we'll come to Brisbane, BMAC. Come on. We'll just do the show in your house.
Can we go to Byron? Can you meet us halfway?
Oh, Byron's so cliche now. Come on.
It is.
I want to go to Brizzy. I want to go to Brizzy and I want to go to Cairns.
Tassie.
I fucking love Cairns.
I'd love to go to Tassie.
Tassie would be amazing.
Tasmania's so great. It's like a little New Zealand.
Yeah, I've heard that. I love Tassie.
Sorry, it's like a little New Zealand. Swigs from wine.
Yeah. That was very fancy. Anyway, so the idea of a live show, I'm just putting that out there as a thing. We go on a little tour.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I think, I think we'd need a major sponsor.
It would have to be like Telstra 5G or something.
That's good. You're leaning on the internet solution.
That's not bad.
That's a good one.
That's a lovely thought, but yes, we need $100,000 from Telstra to fund the thing.
All right, so if anyone knows Telstra, then come on.
Give Telstra a call.
And
Rudism. Give Telstra a call.
And they'd have to be super confident in the service that they provide.
No, we'd actually use like Optus Internet or Aussie Broadband or something. We'd just say that we're using Telstra. That's the thing. Okay, good. 100K easy, says Rhys. Cool. Post-show questions.
Oh no,
VegaBus can drive. VegaBus could drive.
VegaBus.
We take a VegaBus.
But that's going to cost a fortune as well because they're going to charge.
That's the Uber rate is just still ticking.
It's just
you put that route in.
It is a hired. What are the companies that you hire buses from? It's like the big white party, just regular ones with a cassette player with a jammed VegaBoys cassette in there that just plays
just
on
stop
loop.
playing.
Yeah,
That you can't.
Awesome.
Why not?
Unstick.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to unstick that?
Tell us about your fucked up dreams.
Oh, there's too many. Like
That
the
makes
one I had,
sense.
like the one
You
I
are
had,
haunted.
the one I had last night was that I desperately took my family to Norway to show them the opera house there.
Desperately took them to
Desperately
Norway.
took them.
Well, I'll fit the context.
Okay.
I've been to Norway, but I was like, I need in real life, and I was like, I'm gonna take my family to see the opera house in Norway, and I was really excited. And we get there, and it looked shit, and it was a big cube floating in a lake, and I was like, it wasn't like this when I was here. I swear.
That sounds pretty impressive, though.
It was
So my
still attached to
floating in a
land.
My family are like,
swear
this
it was
isn't
on
very
land.
good. And I was like, I swear it used to be good. This is really shit. And the townsfolk hear me say this and they're like,
Oh, no.
they all start chasing me around
want
being
to
like,
piss off the
someone is
Norwegians.
bad-mouthing the Norwegian opera house. And I'm like, but it's really bad. So they take me and they catch me and they put me on the cube on the middle of the
The
lake.
cube like Azkaban.
Well, I'm standing on, there's a cube within a cube and I'm like, it's super modern, but I was like, this is terrible. And everyone's standing on the edge of the lake looking at me. And then suddenly the inside cube starts pushing out on the outside cube. So I'm running out of a ledge to
so
stand
are you
on.
in between the cubes?
It's
Or
like the game.
I'm getting pushed off the
played.
cube, off like to plunge into the
Which
lake.
game?
No. What was the game that was the Tetris and you were fighting on the Tetris?
Oh, Loot River.
Yeah, Loot River. Loot River.
Yeah, it's Loot River.
It's-
and it's a representation of your like desperate desire to impress and make your parents proud of you.
Yeah.
And your fear of letting them down and dragging them all that way to Norway and then being angry. And then the Norwegians being angry at you is you just kind of like
the Norwegians are the pocketeers.
being aware of your like potential awkwardness in public situations.
Well, I start screaming that I'm like, even though it's pushing me off, I'm like, it's still shit. And you can see this. So there was a stubbornness in my dream that this opera house was terrible. Even there's a torture device.
Even
then,
even though it's a floating building that has another building in it that expands, and that still doesn't impress you.
but it's like they use it as a way to like burning witches kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm out there and I'm yelling at shit, and then they're like, yeah, we know. And I was like, what? And I was like, all
So you're
the people
still right in your dream.
I was still right. And they're like, we know, but you've said it out loud and therefore you need to be punished and you need to be pushed into this icy lake where you won't be able to swim back in time.
Can I ask you this? In real life, do you feel that your parents do love you?
Of course.
Can I ask, when you get pushed into icy river and you can't swim back in time, when you're drowning, is it painful?
It wasn't drowning. It was just like, oh, it's really cold.
Was it painful?
Fucking Norwegian water. It's the worst.
It's
freezing.
That's where you get Voss.
Yeah.
Arguably the best water in the world.
But apparently it has phenomenal buoyancy to hold up an opera house. It's just salt. Okay, good. So we learned a lot about Gus there. Sure, Robbo Swerve, describe your most memorable poo. You can abstain.
You can abstain. Do I have a... I mean, I think as the question is posited as
memorable,
most memorable,
it's gonna
it
be
should
bad,
be...
right?
But it should be jumping to mine.
Yeah.
And it would probably be bad.
Yeah.
Mine...
Like a tick, found it.
Sorry.
God, this is just like, when is National Donut Day? July 23rd.
Mine was...
There's Dahlia shouting it out in chat. Live on stream.
Oh my
Mine
God.
was almost live on stream. Maiden Muse gets the emotes right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mine was on a camping trip in Tassie and the Frasernae Peninsula, and I was camping.
And I'd be there in real life.
Oh, there's now with that the amount of like cards we need. Is that a sex thing? This is like a bougie white man story.
Yeah.
So it was a 3-day hike. It was a 3-day hike on a limited peninsula. They only let like 12 people staggered.
So would you say it was exclusive?
Well, the point is there would be no one camping near you for miles.
Yeah.
And you're in this like pristine area of...
Which is good, because apparently you're about to do an epic shit.
And I hadn't taken a dump for like a day and a half I don't know why. Like something about the travel, and I was not holding.
Were you hiking or?
Yeah.
Well, it is different in the forest. There is a sort of like reluctance to.
Yeah,
There are different rules in the forest.
Yeah, to taint nature. It does say take only pictures and leave only footprints, and it doesn't say anything about
mammoth shit. So I was finally like, I think I had a coffee. I was like, I finally need to go and take a shit. So it's like in the bush is amazing. You like grab your trowel and your toilet paper and off your hike. And I walked up the top of a hill.
You left the shit.
And I got to the top of a crest of a hill, and there was a tree stump that had the tree had died years ago.
It's memorable.
Yeah. And then it had made basically
Oh my God.
a toilet seat.
Oh, wow.
You were like perfect.
So it was like a toilet seat for me, and it was aiming out back over the bay off the top, and I just knew there was no one ever.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I properly like dug in the dirt in the inside of the tree stump, so it was an adequate hole. And then
did you do that thing you do on public toilets where you put the toilet paper over the seat, but you just put leaves?
I took the trowel and I like chipped away at any of the sharp bits on the top of the tree stump,
So much
so I wouldn't skewer myself.
Yeah.
And then hopped on there, did my business while I was
off the rough edge.
Totally.
got a sand toilet. And while I was up there enjoying the view, and it's like not quite sunset, a big wombat just came past and
What?
Because there's like heaps of them down there, and then just trottled off.
This is a great poo.
It was amazing. And then I, fully, as you should, like completely buried it and everything. And so
The wombat?
The wombat. And hiked up my. That was the other thing. Also, instead of doing.
I thought the story was going to take a turn, and it was like there
No,
was
no,
ant,
it's
there was
just
an
gone-
ant nest.
yeah,
inside.
totally,
But it was
It's
also
better,
the
better.
one of going like, it wasn't that thing you do when you're hiking or camping and you have to go into the bush and you kind of like, you half take your pants off or
You're just quivering. And
and you're trying not to.
No one look at me.
And you're trying not to shit in your pants, like when they're around your ankles, because it can happen if the angle's wrong. This was all the way down around the ankles. No one was going to interrupt me apart from a wombat. So I just sat there like swinging my legs like I was in preschool on the toilet, like just happy.
Like
and
Lisa Simpson on a couch.
Yes. And it was wonderful.
That really
Anyone else?
That's an amazing
That is
poo.
a
Like Cecil
phenomenal
says,
poo.
that really is a memorable poo.
And you know what the great thing
fantastic.
is? Now that Steph's heard that story, that's her poo.
True.
You can tell that story for years to
True.
come.
It's yours now.
I made this poo.
That's my story.
made this
That's
poo.
my
You made this
story
poo?
now.
We can probably move on for poos.
Oh, no, we don't need to do
That's
anything
the
more with that.
ultimate poo.
Nothing is going to top that story. That was
absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
I just
And
like
I'm glad to have heard it. I didn't
Same.
believe there could be a poo story that I'd be glad to
hearing.
hear.
I mean, I think the last thing, the least important part of that story is the pooing itself and more about the scene setting, the painting
Scene
of
setting,
the
but
Absolutely.
but also the kind of joy and preparation that you took to like
Yeah.
commit this specific act.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my worst is when I tried windsurfing.
I don't need to hear it.
Okay. The windsurfing, like, is...
I'm sorry, but we need to hear it. As soon as you say windsurfing,
It was beautiful. and
It's
it
a
was
technique.
poetic. We were almost about to move on.
The technique,
No.
Gus,
It was-
is
it was-
going to the
we were
toilet
over
before
it.
you
We
hop
were
on the
past
fucking
it.
windsurf.
No, you're hanging onto a tree like a windsurfer, and it allows you to hang away from your feet.
right,
And it's a
okay.
more...
We went on a
infinite-
windsurf.
No,
Oh,
but it's
okay,
called
we
the
didn't-
windsurf.
We don't need to do this.
And it's
No, no,
one
no,
that
no,
you should
no,
do
no,
if
no,
you're
no,
like,
no.
you don't want to like...
But can you promise me something? Next time you are actually windsurfing, could you do a poo?
Probably.
Thank you very much.
But that one was holding onto the tree, and it was there was sparse choices
God.
for trees, and like halfway through the tree just started coming
Well, I
out
was
of the
about to
soil.
say, if you can fit both hands around the tree, it's probably not thick enough to support your weight.
Yeah, I think it was more that
It's a flawed idea.
it was more that it was
true.
thick enough that I was in the desert and the tree just started to come out of sand, or like out of like very light gravel. So it was very light, like you could rip a tree out of the
You didn't
ground.
land on it, did you?
It didn't go back inside, did it?
I can't land it on it.
Oh, there's a link. There's a link to the previous thing. What is it? Packing.
Packing.
Good.
Good. Okay.
welcome Shades of Night and Sanic. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Someone suggested that we
Ew.
do a live show in Melbourne at Fortress.
Oh yeah,
That could mitigate a lot of costs.
there's going to be a
Sure
fortress in
could.
Sydney.
Because Fortress would probably pay us to do one there because we would get a bunch of people in to buy those.
There's going to be a
expensive
fortress in Sydney up the road.
That would be awesome. They would
Yeah,
just
yeah,
have
right.
they'd have to get rid of all that Alienware stuff. That was my only issue with Fortress.
drinks. Oh, that's fine. We'll just put it in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll just put you in a very specific angle.
Perfect.
Yeah. Steph is in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, all the Alienware stuff is piled around you, though.
He's under the sponsorship blanket.
Yeah.
Favorite beer for those that drink it, says Evil Dead Ash, PSN Ravana.
PSN Ravana.
Just written down the full Discord name.
Hell yeah, why not? Why not? Favorite beer? I don't know. I go through phases. I don't like I'm not like loyal to a specific beer, but the Bent Spoke that we have been drinking.
Oh, this is really nice.
It is. It's a lovely beer. It used to come in a can that was the full top would come off, and that was a really that was like the novelty of the can, which was fun to drink out of. They've gone to a standard can now, which is much cheaper.
Brewed in Canberra,
but it's a really good beer.
Do you think it's because people thought that was too hipster to have too weird?
I think a few brands were doing it around the same time, and I think it was also a convenience thing. People I think
was it awkward to drink out of?
Not really, but it was.
You're holding a cup at that point as opposed to a can.
Yeah.
Like I can do this with a can, and I'm not worried. But you do that with a cup and
spillage.
Yeah,
I don't have any particular.
Even
brands.
though you've been playing fast and loose with that wine glass, I've been watching for the last 10 minutes. You've
Swilling like
been
a
doing
real
like
villain.
this weird, like how far can I tip it and not let it spill?
I've not been paying attention at all.
I'm the same. I just kind of drink whatever beer is in front of me. I'm not a particularly big beer drinker. It's probably my least favorite of all the alcohols. But when I'm around other men, I feel I need to blend in. You know what I mean?
What's your
In
your
that
alcohol
shirt?
of choice?
I like a Shirley Temple. What is my alcohol of choice? Well, whiskey.
That's hard though. That's hard to good. That's a serious drink.
Gin.
Right here.
Gin.
Like all spirits.
Fucking love gin. Love wine.
Would you do those mixed gin and tonics? Those pre-mixed gin and tonics?
No, I make my own.
Here, I mean.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah, 100%. If we got some of those, fucking make me an espresso martini.
Let's get Archie Rose as a sponsor.
Yeah, let's get Archie Rose as a sponsor. Yeah,
I just bought a new flavored.
Wouldn't be able to drive home. Archie Rose gin.
Oh my god,
Have you seen that?
No.
On their website, you can make a gin and you can put whatever you want on the label and you can add whatever.
But don't do this
flavor
yet.
notes
Don't
to
do
it.
this right now. Wait until Archie Rose sponsor us to do this, to use their build your own gin thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to Archie Rose.
Tristan did it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
They print it and
we could have the
put it on the
pockety,
label. It's a whole
pockety
thing.
gin.
I just bought
I love that.
because they do whiskey as well. I just bought an
then
Archie. Okay. No.
I just had an idea. I was like, then other people can buy it also.
Can they?
Pocketeers.
No, as in like their current setup is that you can't make one that other people buy. We
Oh, really?
Yeah. You buy a novelty
get
one
one
for yourself.
bottle yourself. Yeah.
Oh.
We can tell everyone how we
buy a bunch
made
of
it.
it.
We could
people
both
would
buy
We
it.
could just print some labels.
Yeah.
I bought an Archie Rose peach iced tea whiskey blend. That's fucking delightful.
That's good.
And they've got a heap of really
Peach
nice
iced tea whiskey.
Yeah, it's like it's way more whiskey than the peach iced tea. It's not like a
that's-
really sickly sweet thing. It's like really well mixed, and they do a eucalyptus Moscow Mule.
Buy Toxic Shock.
I like that too.
They're really good ones. Check them out. I just drink red ale beer wise at the moment. I don't
Red
go by,
ale?
Yeah, as in I don't go by brand specific. I go through different types of beers that I like, and at the moment, anything that's a red ale are amazing. I never really drank them, but
I had a dream 2 nights ago that I had to go into a bottle shop and buy 4X beer, and that was the whole dream, was trying to find 4X beer in there. I felt really out of place.
What
you-
state
Dissect
were you
that,
in, mate?
Analyze that one, Steph.
What okay, it's you facing traditional masculinity and
In this shirt.
and grappling with what that means and subverting it in your own mind, but also like frustrated that you succumb to the pressure sometimes.
Yep, that's probably true.
Yeah.
It could have also been because I had a 4X beer just before I went to bed.
Sure. That too.
That'll get you every time.
You can 100% do a show in my house, says BMAC, which is nice.
Awesome. 4X will be flowing. 4X comes out of the taps in Queensland.
That's true. People are just talking about where we can do live shows.
I was about to say I wish I liked beer, but I don't really.
No, wine's great.
I love wine.
Like wine is a better drink in every possible way than beer. Every way, except for stainage.
yeah.
I almost agree.
You know what gets wine out?
Beer.
And more wine. Well, I think
particularly
white
if you
wine
drink-
negates red wine, doesn't it?
What?
Fruit.
You mean for stains or for getting drunk? It's like, officer, hang on, I'm just gonna have a bit of white now.
Officer, excuse me. I had
a glass of each all night.
Yeah, for
That's
stain.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's kind of like, all right.
Don't test it as like, honey, I've worked something out.
I would love to test it.
We could do a Mythbusters experiment.
We could do it. Let's do it next week on the show. You bring 2 of your little bottles of wine. We have red. We have white. We have a nice piece of white fabric.
Get a piece of
Let's see what
carpet?
happens. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yes, and then we
You
can
bring the
fill a
carpet?
bunch of really difficult,
carpet?
small, like sprinkly things, and then vacuum them up to see how good the vacuum cleaner is.
Yeah, and then Gus makes a bunch of Nespresso martinis, but you're just wearing a bow tie.
Rat Brick calling out.
Oh, I told
Of
you that I've
course
got to
you
get rest.
want to. You love that shit so much. Look at you. Look at you.
Loves it.
I said you couldn't even keep a straight face when I was like, you love this shit.
Rat Brick is calling out Goon of Fortune. You can't play that with beer.
Great game.
Beer doesn't come in a sack big enough.
Yeah, and it would fizz up as you spin it around.
Here's what I want to know, because Goon of Fortune is such a great game in theory, but I would say the pegging of the goon bag to the clothesline, very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah.
How did people find a way around that? Because I feel like I just... the bag had to be almost empty.
I did it in a way that we hung the bags with something. So they
Pegs?
weren't... No, they were like
Maybe
we strung the bags
in
up
a shopping
somehow.
bag or something, and then you poke the little...
God, that's making a really trashy game even trashier.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, what's the alternative? Tie it up. What?
RoboSwerve also finds the...
I also find pegging very difficult.
With a dragon, then you're in trouble. Fuck!
What's wrong?
You missed your train.
You wanted to make that joke?
No.
What do you mean?
Bethesda just delayed Starfield until 2023.
Oh, shit. And Redfall.
But they also delayed Redfall!
No! Really?
Yes, really.
Jesus.
Oh, shit. No!
So for context, we run a fantasy games draft. I picked Starfield this year as one of my games. Steph has
Should we celebrate
Redfall.
by playing the stick?
I was probably
Feel good
winning.
about it?
I'm still on track though because we've got substitutes coming in. But goddamn, that was an emotional journey you just went on. Yeah. And I went on about 10 seconds before, but the camera was on Gus.
And one of my games has gone gold. So
what game's that?
Roller Champs. They tweeted that it was
that's
gold.
true.
So
That's
fingers
true.
crossed it comes out this year.
Yeah, I was totally like, I wanted to pick Starfield, but I was like, no way. All the big games are getting delayed. Like, that'll get delayed. And then you guys were like, nah, Bethesda, like, they don't usually delay games. They pick
this is our
release
fault.
date. No. I'm just saying that, like,
This is our fault.
I'm just saying that, like, I second guessed my decision because you guys were so confident.
Yeah.
And then I felt justified in not choosing it. And then I had the blow and the humiliation of the Redfall delay.
Yeah.
So yes, it was a very emotional journey.
God,
but that's
you were so
fantasy
happy.
drafts.
Someone tell me you clipped it because I need to watch that tomorrow.
Did anyone pick Gotham Knights? Because that's...
No, I picked Suicide Squad, but that got delayed.
That's right. Yeah.
Good.
And Ubisoft probably delayed the Mario Rabbids crossover as well. I'm going to be delayed. I'm going to be delayed out of the.
They did?
Out of the game.
So
I think they said that
was
it's on
my second pick. I think for my substitute.
Your substitutes.
Yeah.
What was my first? Kirby? No.
Yes, that's right. They said that it's coming out of the financial year.
No, I don't have any of it in there. Okay, it's not planned.
They said it's coming. No, they think it.
What's Redfall, Badger? It's Arcane's new multiplayer.
Vampire.
French. I want to. It's not a shooter, but it's like your four vampire hunters.
Co-op. Is it co-op?
Co-op, yeah, vampire hunters in a kind of fantasy, cool cityscape thing with powers and stuff. It looks really cool. It
could be dope.
Stylish and awesome.
Yeah. We've only seen a CGI trailer so far, but
Co-op
it
PvE,
seems
correct.
dope. Seems dope.
Yeah.
All right, that was sad. That was sad.
A lot of delays.
That's a lot of delays. I got a picture of a goon bag on a...
Probably do a pocket league next week just to go like, this is all the things that have been cancelled.
And probably move some stuff, move up some substitutes or something.
Yeah.
For the place.
Yeah, the subs are coming in.
Wow.
Okay. Wine filtered through denim. Oh, that's a response from Steedsy to Middlesea's question of what would the back pocket signature cocktail be.
Yeah,
nice.
I could get started.
I
on
love
that.
that.
You could get. Can you make that for us next week?
I'll make espresso martinis for some and denim soaked Sauvignon Blanc for the rest.
Lovely.
Look at this gif of Gus saying mine. Look at the serious faces. He remembers the poo, and then he goes, mine.
Look around.
Hang on, let me get it. Oh, God.
Is it on the Slack? Oh, no.
It's good.
Okay, here we go.
It's really good. It's really good. yeah. He doesn't crack a smile. He's just like, found it, got it, mine.
That's
Going
like
through my archives
that's
of
a
my
great.
bowel movements.
Yeah.
That is a great reaction gif.
There's a little Minority Report version of me in my brain.
Yeah, it's
hang on, we have that. Let's
Accessing-
bring
But
that
you've got
Accessing
12
memory.
good ones, and
This
you
one-
picked the best.
Yeah.
It wasn't that you're like, can I remember a poo? It was, which of the poos that I remember is worth talking
And to
about?
fill out the full fantasy, there's also 3 Gus's lying in a pool all doing the precog thing, thinking of the memory when they're like
perfectly hairless
Yeah.
versions of Gus.
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, wow.
That is totally a Rick and
I
Morty
want to see
episode.
that short film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Inside
very
my
funny.
head, the short film.
Okay, cool.
Memory Palace of Poop, Vesuvius says.
Perfect.
So I need to walk out that door
Yep.
in 14 minutes.
Okay.
So we can push this conversation
Yep.
for another 8 minutes
Yep.
before we have to housekeep the end of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
We feel
Gotcha.
good about that?
Gotcha.
That makes
Yep.
sense.
Unless you guys want to continue without me.
No.
Yeah,
We wouldn't.
How could
dream
we
of this.
possibly?
thank you very much.
Could we dream of
Very
it?
You are on my shirt though, so we could probably get away with that.
That's true.
I'm wearing you.
Super Studios says, does the expansion of the network start with a Gus bartending show? I would love to watch you learn to flare
Claire?
tend. Yeah.
I did a little bit. No, I did a bar course, and
No,
they
I'm
were
saying,
like,
of course you did.
they finished a day early. Like, we could do a flaring course for half a day, and we're like, okay. So I got like a couple of bottle spins that I think I talked about, and we did the shaker behind the back, and everyone failed at it until we finally caught it, and then you could go leave the course. It's a fun
didn't
thing
let
to be
you
like,
out.
come on, you got to do it once before you leave.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could still pull it off? Hey, do you try it?
No, I haven't tried it forever.
Could you do it
but-
with this?
No, just actually knocking myself unconscious.
I actually
Try.
think
People here.
Try.
That
I
thing's
think
a fucking-
I think Bad Dragons sell that.
Oh my god.
that thing is a fucking weapon.
That's a sleeve.
Because you take it out for cleaning.
Good. Okay, what do other people? What is everyone's best flirting at the bar face? Says Master Puppy.
Okay. We could see this.
Flirting at the bar face. Oh my god. I don't
yeah.
know. I don't think I have a face. I feel like if I'm
You're on.
no, come
Yep.
to me last.
Okay.
Is that what you say? Good, Pete. Oh, that's good. Gus. The beard is so full of beer. Okay, excellent.
My flirting at the bar face. I don't know.
Do the Kirsten Wing, the flirting hair?
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
Stop.
Stop. There it is.
Perfect.
No,
No, not the Ahagel face. We've done that plenty of times.
done it too many times.
You've got the gifts.
You come on.
Go and jerk off
got
to
the
those.
Go look in your mind palace for that one.
Go look in your mind palace. Srum likes the t-shirt that Gus is wearing. How about a Pocket League for delayed games, says Evil Dead Ash. That's a good idea. We should make a second draft of just like what games do we think is going to get delayed.
So
Oh, yeah.
pessimistic though.
I know.
Yeah, but you'd win.
I'm the least delayed
Yeah,
one, aren't I?
That
Yeah.
was a bad
I think I'm
burn. That was a
losing.
bad
I
burn.
think I'm delayed out. Probably M3 delays, I think.
Shit.
Uh,
The t-shirt we've shouted out at the top of the show, but this was designed by Martha Stewart. I think Goth Master Stewart, who put the design up on the Discord, and it is amazing. It is a reference, it is a reference to
I can punch him, but you have to stand up.
Driver picks the music. Peter, I've got to trust you on this one. You can stay on the close-up. Driver picks the music. What does that say?
AC/DC Back in Black is
There
on
you go.
the tape.
Shotgun shuts. Their cake hole. There you go.
Perfect.
I wasn't gonna.
Breezy Drop TV says, do you guys like any PvPs?
Video games.
Well, you like Halo.
We talked about them in the first half of the show that you missed.
That's where we talk about video games. The second half of the show is sex toys and cocktails.
I like PvP, VGs, VKKs.
Is that a sex thing?
It's not
That
a
is-
sex.
I got the card wheel.
What? What's a KK?
What do you like?
Player versus King Kong versus
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
But Gus plays himself a bit of COD.
I do. Again, I'm so off it at the moment, so I might get back into this. But the rest of COD multiplayer, I'm off. I'm playing more Halo as well. So that, and I'm playing. No, I play a shit ton of Ghost Recon Wildlands at the moment. But that's co-op PvE.
It's only because you look like one of the characters.
I play as a cool tattooed up chick with a black hair ponytail and an eye patch in that one.
And
What am I looking at right
And
fucking now?
Yeah.
Look at this shit. That's a
true.
ponytail.
She does have a backwards baseball cap.
Yeah.
And because she's in that game, she needs to have a thick beard.
Yeah.
Bushy.
Oh, bro.
I really want to get into Apex Legends. I feel like if there's ever a battle royale that I'm going to get into, it's probably going to be that because it's super character based and I like a lot of the momentum. The mobile version of that game comes out next week as well.
Oh wow,
maybe that's the thing.
You've all got phones, haven't you?
That's true.
I
got a second job to pay for my phone.
I prefer to get better at Rainbow Six Siege because I like the momentum of something like Halo, but Apex got so fast and I'm so too slow these days.
I find Apex, I find it, at least in Fortnite, it's relatively easy to distinguish players from the environment, whereas I find Apex, I can just never see anyone before they're shooting me.
People playing that game amazingly, and there's a lot of them, are playing it like watching someone doing a tricks video or something. It's like they are swinging the camera around and grabbing
they're
ropes
doing
and
nut shit.
Like traversing backwards as they leap and rocket and double jump. It's amazing. It's just beyond my skill set, and I just don't want to be in that.
There's a tribes to it that is that feels really, really good.
I play a little bit of Siege, and I'd definitely like to get better at it because I feel like I like games where there are multiple jobs. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, Siege is great. And you can get lucky by just shooting a little hole through a door and being and just watch someone accidentally back up into it and be I've got them here.
There's strategy in the approach and there's strategy in the fortification, and I think all the characters are really cool.
Yeah.
The different kind of items that they have. And
but people are scary good at that too when you watch them play it. And they spend the whole game at 45 degrees at one door going
so much of it is just
God, it's just gifts all night, isn't it?
map awareness and that kind of knowledge and stuff, which is just time. But
RoboSwerve, I want Titanfall 3. I would get so fucking into a new Titanfall PvP.
Oh my gosh, that
the
was
multiplayer of that is so much fun.
Apex. Why would they stop? Apex has made $2 billion.
Yeah,
and Anthem, RIP Anthem. It was.
But the multiplayer in
so cool,
Titanfall was so fun because it felt approachable, but still you could do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And one of the most surprisingly emotional campaigns I've ever played.
So good. One of the best levels in a campaign ever. Time travel level.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So good.
Okay.
I love PvP. I live for PvP. It makes gaming fun.
I love PvP as well.
And get rolled by other people.
Halo's great.
If you're not making someone else's night worse, why are you playing video games?
That's true.
I still forget. I play a shit ton of Rocket League with my friends, and that is just
total. That's true.
We troll like crazy,
No worries.
and we get trolled, and that is my PvP.
No worries,
happy
boys.
place. So yeah.
Okay, we're going to close this show out with a little something we like to call plugs.
Plugs.
I'm actually just riffing on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast.
It's by Dragon,
but that does actually work. A lot of, by the way, I should say, a lot of people in chat were saying that Bad Dragon
she's
is
gone
actually.
for a run.
What?
Scotty, her legs were freaking out.
Scotty dreamt that she was on a Norwegian opera house, and she's like, I gotta get out of here.
Get the 4X from the Norwegian opera house.
Prove me.
She has cute little doggy dreams. They're so sweet, and her little paws go.
A lot of people were saying that Bad Dragon is actually owned by some shitty person.
Oh, really?
So I believe them. I don't know anything about that. So buy your sex toys from somewhere else. But they're visually very fun to watch someone else look at.
Make them yourself. Get into molding.
Make them yourself.
Get into some molding and silicon reverse
It's
molding
always
stuff.
the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always the way.
Just make sure the pH is right. Thanks to Mods for making the Discord such an incredible place to be. Gat, Syntax, Eric, Kit, Carnage, Lizalia, Sithcat, Phoenix Alliance, Disturb 778, Jex, Caboose, and What the Shark. Thank you to all our back pocket patrons who make the show possible, and a huge thank you to our top stitches. You know who you are, and you're about to find out who you are because I'm going to say your names right now. Oranishi! I could have written new things, but I think I'm just going to say all their names really dramatically.
Yeah.
Oranishi! Mason Not Nathan!
Yeah, voiceover guy.
Slowpoke! Acrash! Nicrotex!
Steph's doing subtle subtext by just saying it echoing.
Boxy, who doesn't sound anything like what we thought he sounded like. Coastal City, the cutie.
Do one as Gollum.
Oh, VegaBus.
Good. Now you're Elmo.
And Timothy. I can't do how I like.
Hi, Timothy.
I'm Timothy. That's it. That's
Well,
it.
just go through Muppets. Yeah, Miss Piggy.
That was Jeb. EvilSpyBoy. EvilSpyBoys.
EvilSpyBoy.
EvilSpyBoy.
Now you are Sesame Street's The Count.
Via robots.
Two VR robots.
Dream PC. Technically, they ran a bunch of cartoons. The Cheese TV theme song. So that counts.
Yep.
I love drunk Steph because she just makes a lot of noises into her cup. There it is.
Yes, it does.
Toxic Hog just left us, but thank you very much. Rhys, Streams of Rocks, BuriBuri. She can't sue us for any of the IP things from my phenomenal impression so far in this segment.
Yep. Perfect.
And finally...
Do a Kermit.
Wait, give me Kermit.
Whoa.
Mr. Gorbachev, can't have this war.
That was not Kermit at all.
Yeah, but it was whatever the
It
fuck
was what he did. It was definitely...
It's a great impression of that.
Yeah.
No, that was the Chippies.
Which was also
Gorbachev, cheer down this war.
What's that from?
there's a chippy monster.
Yeah, the chip monster
The
from the
Smiths ads. Yeah.
Smith's.
Fucking terrifying,
yes,
that thing.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
Gobbledock.
Oh, wow.
It was called the Gobbledock?
The Gobbledock.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good name.
That sounds like the sex. That sounds like
That sounds like a
That's
sex thing.
for sure. And if it isn't, we got to try that. Speaking of which, if you're an eligible patron, come behind the paywall for the post show.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing there. You just had it. You just had the post show. There's no post show tonight, but you just had it then. It was full on post show. If you are new to the show, we would love you to just subscribe to the Twitch channel. Thank you very much for sticking around for the raid. I feel like a lot of people stuck around after those raids, so I'm very impressed with that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but
So
it
thank
was
you very
also.
much.
I think it's nice to do a public post show a couple of times a year at least, so people.
Also, like, because it was the public one, they are saucier usually. That got reasonably saucy. There was things that were mentioned, but they often get a little more saucy.
Yeah, no one nutted in this one, and that's a big difference.
Sorry about that. I said I'm sorry about last week, all right?
Try harder next time.
/backpocket if you want to support the show with your financial dollars. But if you can't support us with your dollars, support us with your presence by sharing us on all the social media platforms of our choice, because it's our show. You can't share us on platforms that we're not on. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and are we on Facebook? We say we're
Yes,
on Facebook.
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason.
Do we put things on there?
If you're
For our parents.
dad,
Yeah.
or parents of any kind are on Facebook, they can follow us.
At BackPocket Vids, and you can head to redbubble.com/people/back-pocket to buy clocks. I'm done.
Gobble clocks.
Awesome. Well done.
Thank you very much.
did
God,
great.
we got to trim down that end part. It's just so much talking.
We'll pass it around next time. We'll handball it round.
Yeah,
Have the
That'll make it go faster.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, and in that sort of internal family bickering, let's back it out. We'll see you next week, guys.
Yeah, everyone.
bye.